What's up, everybody? I'm a nobody trying to be somebody. I just drank some drink and had to swallow. And this is the start of the Silva Show. Something like this. Cue the intro. Sorry. Cue the intro. There it is. Okay, move this over here. My fellow people. 12:20, not bad. First, you were first, indeed. What's up? Hey, yo! What's up, Christopher Charles? Bop, bop. Dang, I should have added some bop bops in here. I gotta add some bop bop. Hold on, I can do that real quick. Watch this. Watch this. Watch the quick edit. Quick edit. Bop, bop, bop. I got you, Charlie. Shout out my boy Charlie. Can I scoot this up a little bit? Hold on. Dude, it's the hardest thing ever to move this thing, to move this in paint. It's so hard. Bop, bop. 1 second. Bro is bopping everywhere. All right, buddy. All right. You ain't gotta expose me now, buddy. Dude, this is the hardest thing, I swear. Dude, it's nearly impossible. Hey, there it is. Squid Game 3 goes hard, the show? Hold on, I need to do some things. Hold on 1 second, sorry. The new season of Squid Games is going hard? Ham? What does ham mean? Does anybody remember what ham means? My bad, give me 1 second. Yo, I had the craziest dream last night. Like, one of the craziest I've had in a while. I'll say that. In a while. 1 second. Copy this. Paste this. Live. World. Get that out the way. Let's see. You know who I haven't seen in a while? Who haven't you seen in a while, Infinite? Christopher Charles, why are you deleting your messages, buddy? Although, just talking to my ex and she's just as manipulative as ever. No joke, bro. Like, mind control is it's gonna be... There's a lot of people that are gonna try to do not mind control in a bad way. Like you say, manipulative. It's a very unfortunate. It's always been like that, but you can't really let people control you like that, bro. It's very easy to break out of that. What's the word? How's everybody doing? Can I get a little Sorry. What's up, bros? What's up, solid? It's going ham. Bro, Squid Games through. Grab your camera for a Lamar Jackson edit. What's up, bros? We need Yuhi, Frizz, Ben, and Quarters in here. They haven't been here in a while. I was talking to Ben earlier. He's going through a little bit of things. Yuhi has been in here in a while. Frizz has been here in a while also. Who's the most recent person that's been in here? Yuhi. Then I think Ben. He's at least been here in the last couple nights. And then Quarters passed away, bro, if you don't know. Infinite, I don't think you're in the Discord, but yeah, Quarters passed away, bro, unfortunately. Howdy, what's up, Sheffy? Oh, so it's been confirmed. Me and Christopher Charles go 1v1 on 2K tomorrow. Okay, bro, I thought you were gonna say it wasn't gonna happen. I need to see that match, buddy. I just bit my tongue. Did you just start? Yeah, I did, Cam. What's up, bro? I just bit my tongue, too. I got you, Christopher Charles, man. You're gonna run it tomorrow. Charles and Charlie are gonna run it. Appreciate it. Cat Whiskers, what's up, bro? Or gal, or everybody else in between. 7 men at once, mind you. Yo, wait, what? Quarters passed away. Wait, what? Mono? Wait, what? How? Yeah, a couple days ago. Yeah, cancer. Very unfortunate, bro. Very unfortunate. Listen to me. Live your life. You never know. Live your life. Charlie, what time are we gonna play tomorrow? I was on YouTube at 12:30 and you weren't on. It's 12:23 right now, buddy. Yo, Cam, what time is it for you right now? 1:30? Cam, it's gotta be 123 for you right now. All right, hear me out. We've already listened to the intro. Actually, I'll give it like just a few more minutes because this song goes so hard. And then we're gonna watch this. 1 second. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I forgot. I'm not good at it. I gotta see him. Hold on. Give it a second. He's the Indonesian aura master. It's 123 for you, Cam. Yeah, you got an hour. You're an hour before me. So Cam, normally I'll be on at 12:30 for you. 1:30 for you. Honestly, I need to be starting at 11:30, bro. Okay, hold on. Let's pause the song. Pause the music. Yo, check this out. Indonesian aura master. Right? What's that? This, I don't know if you haven't seen the latest trend. Hold on, let me turn it down. Sorry. Didn't realize it's that loud. Bro, get out the way. Turn this down. Okay, that should be decent. All right, check my boy out. Hey. Hey, he hits that. Watch. All right, if you don't know, you don't know. Bro's a god. Check the swag. Check the aura. Check the aura. One more time. Let's just run this. Let's loop this a little bit. Bro, getting it? Hey, bro. My ex had 7 men at once. She said I'm polymorphous, so it's okay. Ah! She used the fact that she was suicidal to trap me in the relationship. Man, that is very rough, Mono. I gotta be honest. That is man, be honest. How do you not escape a situation like that? But how do you like actually like? I'm gonna be so honest. This is gonna be hard to talk about. So when somebody says like, this is funny, but we're gonna go to a kind of serious subject real quick, and then I'm gonna come back to this, I guess, to like try to brush it off. But how do you like? Let's say somebody is like trapping you in a relationship, and they're saying they're suicidal, essentially, et cetera, et cetera. How do you actually try to like step away from that? That's very interesting to think about. For example, yeah, that's very interesting. Dude, Sheffy? Silva, all right. I have to go to sleep now. I'll see you tomorrow, Charlie. Catch you later, Christopher Charles. Have a good night, buddy. Hope to see you tomorrow. I make clothes, but I can't right now because I need Robux. I make clothes. What's up, Crip? Crip came in and said, I make clothes, but I can't right now because I need Robux right now. Silva, I'm on live. Shout out Crip. What's up, bro? Okay, how does this change the name? Rip Quarters, we won't forget you. It's a bit much. I mean, I love it. How else can I go about that? Obviously, right? I don't like. It's interesting. Rest in peace, Quarters, obviously, but I don't know like how much we want to put his information out there. I don't know how that really works. Very interesting. But anyway, shout out the Indonesian aura master, bro. I swear, bro is swaggy, very fire. What's up, Tori? Yeah, Tori, check me out. This is what we got going on. Sorry, Crib. Like, probably not, bro. I'm sorry about that. Okay, how's the change name? Hey, Tori. So first of all right, the intro was pretty interesting. Then we got the Indonesian aura master. It's this guy right here. Shout out my boy. What's up, Sheffy? Sheffy, you know the Indonesian aura master, right? Speech. Check him at the end. All right, but here we go. There's like so many more also. All right, that's my boy, right? That's my boy right there. Check this out. This is so interesting. All right, let's see. Talk about my dream / show video. Okay, we'll do this afterwards. All right, we'll come back to this. Okay, so second on, that was the Indonesian Aura Master, bro. He's a god. Yeah, he's cold. There's like a bunch of them. Not like, I'm not saying it like that. There's a bunch of different videos of like different people and they're all swaggy. I was gonna show a bunch of them, but like, you know. Anyway, so that's the Indonesian Aura Master. That's what I was about to say. Anyways. Second, talk about my dream. I had the craziest dream last night. So like for the past 3 days or whatever, I've been watching this movie called Waking Life. And I gotta be honest, it's so like, this movie is so thought-provoking, bro. Like extremely thought-provoking, right? Like I'm talking about deep, like deep, bro. Like mind deep. Like I'm talking about like it's hard to follow, but if you keep trying to go back and follow it, you can, right? Very like thoughtful and thought-provoking. Anyways, I'm like still watching this movie for the 3rd time. Like I haven't been able to finish it. I keep going back, rewinding, watching, like trying to like really articulate and understand what's going on. So anyways, I had this really weird dream. Like I always have been able to recognize patterns, right? Like for the most part of my life, if I'm doing something every day and something is just a little bit off, I always kind of just notice it because then something else is off, right? So what I've been trying to do recently, like when I have these deep dreams, like deep, when I have these deep dreams, I was trying to think before, like, what am I doing before I go to sleep that's enabling me to have these like deep dreams, right? And I've been kind of watching videos beforehand, et cetera, et cetera. Anyways, like I thought about that right before I laid down in bed. Now hear me out. Right when I lay down in bed, I was in bed for like 2 hours, right? But right before I laid in bed, I said to myself, yo, like try to think about like how you're gonna try to notice a pattern. That's what I said. Try to notice a pattern. And if you have a weird dream tonight, try to notice what you're doing tonight, right? To have that dream. Anyways, I don't know like how, but I had this crazy dream. So I'll explain it right now. This is what happened. I actually like when I woke up, like I woke up out of the dream, right? And normally I've done this a lot. Like I used to do a thing on TikTok where like I would wake up and instantly when I woke up and I had these dreams, I would record it. And this is kind of what I did tonight. It's all just pitch black, but like, we'll just see, you know, let's just listen. This is such a crazy dream, and let me talk about why I can remember. All I know is we were like bouncing through this like space-time. Should I set it up? Should I set it up beforehand? Like talk about what it is so you kind of understand? Like, so I could kind of explain it, and then whenever you hear what I'm saying, you can kind of like follow through and digest the story. Or do I explain it afterwards and let you just get a free digestion of it? I'm not sure. Shout out Charlie. Tori, you finished season 3 of Squid Games? What's up, Tori? I do now. Have you done Wordle yet? No, I haven't. What's up, Regulus Black? No, bro, I haven't did it yet. This is what I got going on so far. I guess I should have this up while I'm doing the dream. Let it play. Play it first. After. I'm gonna yes, play first. Okay. All right. This is such a crazy dream, and let me talk about why I can remember. All I know is we were like bouncing through this like space-time curriculum, and then we were crawling through these like clear tubes at the end. Once we got off the spaceship, I'm not joking, it was like a spaceship or rocket ship or something. The memory is slowly fading away. We were crawling through these long tubes, and all I remember them saying is, like, our species finally made it home. And I was crawling through these, like, tubes, like an ant hill, like an ant farm. No joke, it was like I'm gonna draw that. And it was, like, clear, and we were crawling through it. This is the only thing I remember, the last thing. I'm gonna draw the ant farm. Like, I gotta remember to do that. And I was crawling through these, like, tubes, like an ant hill, like an ant farm. No joke, it was like an ant farm, and it was, like, clear, and we were crawling through it. This is the only thing I remember, the last thing. All I remember was we were just gonna break through. Like, we're actually gonna make it home. And the people were on the last step of, like, opening the door before we finally made it out. And that's it. There's somebody in front of me, and he almost slipped and fell. And, like, I somehow jumped in front of him. I just remember I was traveling. Now that I'm kind of remembering a little bit more. I remember I was traveling before that.
Where were we traveling to? We were traveling home. Dude, going back a little bit more, I was just gonna have to use my gun on somebody. I'm remembering that now.
I jumped from a dream. I jumped from a dream where I was gonna have to use my gun to the spaceship dream.
But what? To use my gun on somebody. I'm remembering that now. But what? I was gonna for sure use it on somebody. I remember having it and I was so ready to use it. And then I went into another dream of, you're finally about to come home. And we landed or something. I just remember looking through all these other like tubes, but they were like glass ant farm tubes. And we crawled through it, and they were like, yeah, our civilization, our species is finally about to make it home. No, I swear to you, this is so crazy. And before I had this dream,
Hold on.
last night, before I went
Because I say something crazy right here that I don't really want to get leaked. Hold on.
to sleep, I was thinking,
Hold on. I think I have it muted. I don't know. Oh, okay. No, no. Hold on. Let me find out where I said something crazy. Hold on 1 second. Okay, this is where I said it. What can I... Okay. I only... Okay. Okay. I got you.
I had this dream last
It
night.
wasn't
before I went to
muted?
sleep, I was thinking in my head, like,
Not my voice, just the audio. Anyways, this is what it was.
no, I swear to you, this is so crazy. And before I had this dream last night, before I went to sleep, I was thinking in my head, like, I wonder if I'll have a dream tonight specifically. Here's a little background.
And then I'm going to mute that little background information.
But I was up for like 3 or 4 hours.
And then that's where I say it. But I was up for 3 or 4 hours.
But before I went to bed, I was thinking about something. And I told myself, I wonder if I'll have a dream on this night because of this. This was before I went to bed. I was like, I want to have a dream, and I wonder if I'll have dreams tonight on this. Before I went to bed, I was like, I want to have a dream, and I wonder if I'll have dreams tonight on this date. And there was something specific that I did. I remember smoking before I lay down. But that was at like 12:30 p.m. and I didn't go to sleep until I laid in bed for like 2 hours.
I laid in bed for like 2 to 3 hours. It's probably like 2 hours at the max.
Making a distinguisher. I was like, I wonder if I'll... Dang, my eyes finally adjusted. That's crazy.
My eyes finally adjusted after 3 minutes to the light. Like I could finally see what was going on.
Dang, my eyes finally adjusted. That's crazy. I was like, I wonder if I'll have a dream because of this. And I ended up having a dream.
You're funny, Charlie.
What was that dream because of?
So let me explain this dream, bro. Okay, hear me out. This is so crazy. I'm gonna draw it in paint.
Saying like, ooh, I might have a dream because of this.
Anyway, so that's how that goes, bro. Okay, so I guess we can run it back and I can explain it.
About what I can remember.
We'll probably explain it afterwards now.
Bouncing through these.
Let me catch back up. No, I'm on the last episode now. Season 3 or season 2 or what do you want? I'm gonna watch it a little. I'm high, but not too high. Stay on the stream. Shout out, Mono. Regulus Black. Remember me? Oh, sorry, my phone just turned off. No problem, bro. Yeah, I remember you. I think the front man is handsome. LOL. Shout out. Oh, hell yeah. Our species finally made it home. Is Silva your name? No, it's not. I don't know Silva's name, but I still love his community. Appreciate that, Mono. Do still? Honestly, I kind of figured.
Like space.
We actually already talked about it, me, you, and Sheffy. Remember when we were in Discord?
This is such a crazy dream.
Oh, yeah, paint. That's what I was going to do. So, not this paint. Okay, so let me explain, like, what I seen. So, okay. So, from the beginning, somehow I was in like a dangerous situation, right? Like I just remember like somebody was coming after me or something, bro. I had to use my gun. Like I was so ready to use it. I was like going to, but I was like, no, don't do it. But like I needed to, but I was like, just don't do it. And then all of a sudden, like I'm like in like some rocket ship spaceship, but I can't tell. I'm not like I don't see like outside or anything. I just like notice I'm there. And like I'm looking around, and then like I swear what's so crazy is I think, does anybody know Mango Smash Bros? Does anybody know this guy? So okay, so anyways, I'm pretty sure it's him. That's the only face that I've just pictured. So like we're like the dudes tell me like there's like 2-3 people in front of me. Like we're in like space suits too, kind of, but like we don't have helmets on, but like the people in front of us have spacesuit helmets on, but like we don't because we're talking. So, anyways, he's like, "Yeah, our species is finally gonna make it home." And he turns around, and we all start crawling through like the transfer tube, right? We're all crawling through like this tube. Hold on, let me see. Where am I at? So like, okay, so let me back up. Okay, well I can picture it like this, right? Where am I? Just imagine like imagine you're like right here. I can't really see because of my camera. My bad. This is good. Let me set this up. Imagine like you're like right here, right? Yay, happy face. What is going on? Wait, no, it should be like a shocked face because I'm like, whoa, what is going on? Anyways, there's a dude right here, and he tells me, he's like, yeah, our species, right? He's like, yeah, our species is finally gonna make it home. And then he turns and he starts going through the tube. That's the last thing he says to me. And then I look back. I like look back, and I swear this dude is right here. I don't know. He like goes in front of me. He like goes in front of me to like go to the tube but for some reason, there's a gap in the tube now. There's like a gap. You have to like jump through this like random gap or you like fall down. Right? Like somehow we're like way in the sky. Like not way in the sky, but like probably like 100 feet in the sky. Like we landed, and then I guess like there's a big transfer portal. I don't know. Anyways, he like had to jump, and like he jumped and he grabbed and he kind of like fell down, and he was like hanging down. And I just remember like looking at him like, bro, you're funny. Like I thought he was like goofing around. I was like, you're funny, bro. And I just like jumped past him right through the tube. Like I jumped into the tube. So I'm like crawling through the tube, and it's like clear. Okay. So the last thing I see is this, right? So then I jump in the tube. I'm in here, right? So let's back this up. So now I'm crawling through the tube. I'm going to show you what I see. I could have just made a new page. When I'm crawling through the tube, right? I like look through it. Like as I like crawl a little bit, I look through it and it's like clear, right? And I look out the side of it and I swear there's like tubes everywhere. Like I'm talking, hold on. There's like tubes everywhere. Like they're not this like thick, but there's like a ton of them. Hold on, I wish I could draw this a bit better. Let me see. Let me try to be introspective. There was like a bunch of tubes from like every angle. Some tubes were like this, and they were all going to this central spot, but I never looked at the actual central spot. But there's like so many tubes, right? And I just specifically remember looking at the tube from over here on this side, this tube. Like I was looking at these tubes because I was this way. I was on this side from this tube. So when I was crawling through, like going this way, oh, this is perfect. When I was crawling through going this way, I just remember looking out this way, like at this tube, but there was like a bunch, not like it was this close. They were like, I'm talking about like there was so many, not like so many. There's probably like 30 tubes, but like it's so hard to explain. So let me go back. So like there's this central zone, right? But there was like, oh, it's hard to explain. Think of like a McDonald's playpen thing, but it's like clear. So yeah, I just remember like we were all, but anyway, but anyways, okay, this is what it was. Okay, this is what it was, right? So when I got done looking at all the tubes, I like looked out and I see all the tubes, right? I'm like, whoa, that's weird. And like the dude says it again, bro. The dude says it again. Because we're like right here at this tube and it's like blocked off. Right? We're like right here. And I just remember like, he's like, he looked at me again. He said, yeah, bro, we're finally like something like that. Civilization is finally going to be home. And he was like for whatever reason, we were all in sync and we were all like pushing to get out. Everybody was like, they weren't saying push or anything, but I just remember the front two people, they were pushing and like the dude turned around, he started pushing. And then all of a sudden I just started like trying to do this. Like I tried to like break out too, but like in my head, I was like pushing forward also, but I just remember like doing this in the dream. And as soon as like, yeah, that happened, I just literally, that was the end of the dream. Like, that was so weird, bro. So weird. Not weird, very interesting. Very wild. Oh, but yeah, wild. Silva, the herd's about to kick you in, should probably time me out for like 5 minutes before I say some crazy shit. Say some crazy shit, bro. You never know, that might provoke some thought. So yeah, very, very interesting dream. What else did I have? Forgot. Talk about dreams, show video. Okay. So yeah, very interesting dream. Yo, Mono, I'm blitzed right now, bro. If you're blitzed, I'm Blitzer Craig. Yo, Blitzer Craig is crazy. But I feel good. All right, yo, I'm gonna get some sleep. I just want to pop in and support our boy. Have a great night, yo. Appreciate you, Charlie. Go. Night, Mono. Charlie Salute 07. I've got a new collab tomorrow coming out. You got a new collab tomorrow? Like, what are you doing? What are you collabing with? I'm gonna drop it in the Discord bet. So yeah, very interesting dream, bro. Very interesting. Like, let me think about it. Like, what did I say? I said, like, our species is finally gonna make it home. I don't know. It's kind of, like, scary in a way. Like, bro, what? I just remember crawling through the tubes, bro. Interesting. I don't know. Very interesting, man. Okay, Sightbringer on Twitter, bro. This is very interesting. This is very, very interesting. So this is this right here. So this guy, so after I have this crazy dream, right? I wake up, I record this video. I'm like waking up like, what was that, man? That was crazy. I hop on Twitter, I see this, bro. This is like one of the first things I see. And it was pretty interesting. I gotta be honest. It's like, you want to know if God exists. Like, this isn't like a religious thing. This is like, oh, he tries to break everything down step by step. But there is some flawed logic, in my opinion, but it all just depends. So you want to know if God exists. You're bringing the answer, right? Let's begin. Not with belief, but with structure, right? And I was trying to take him head on, right? Because like, at first I thought it was going to be like a religious thing. And then it says this, right? The universe is governed by fundamental constants, like something that's like just constantly happening regardless, right? Define structure constant. I want to see what that is. This is what I meant to do. I was going to like look every one of these up on stream. Define, what was it? Oh, wait, this other dude. Define something constant. Define, oh, let me see, what was it? Define structure constant. 1 second. Why is 137 one of the greatest unsolved problems in physics? Shorts. This is interesting. 07, I got a new collab coming out tomorrow. I made a video for someone's music. I think that's the one you showed me, right, in Discord? Definitely fire, bro. Post it. And like we'll all go like it and stuff. The mystery of the fine structure.
This is the fine structure constant. What is the fine structure constant? Well, to put it in really technical terms, it's kind of the ratio between the speed of an electron and the speed of light. It gets a little technical. You can go
The speed of an electron and the speed of light. What is the speed of an electron? What is the speed of an electron? However, doesn't really tell me.
look it up, but basically the fine structure constant is what makes it possible for particles to connect with each other and form atoms, which then form molecules, which then make matter. In other words, if it wasn't for the fine structure constant, there would be no matter at all in the universe, just particles floating around. And yes,
Interesting. So like there would all just be a bunch of particles, but like no way for them to connect. So something like a magnetic field, right? Like some type of gravity or something pulling them things together. Oh, this is interesting. Think about a sea of openness, right? Now imagine you remove all the water. Like how does this stuff just like be right there, right? Something connects it. It's the water that connects it. Like
that means without the fine structure constant. In other words, if it wasn't for the fine structure constant, there would be no matter at all in the universe, just particles floating around. And yes, that means without the fine structure constant, you would not exist. So there are some people that look at that and say that that's just proof that the universe was designed for life, which of course then begs the question, who designed it? But maybe an even weirder possibility is that there's actually nothing special about our universe at all.
it's okay, Mono. I mean, honestly, maybe I didn't need to delete that. Maybe I didn't need to delete that. I just felt like,
kind of a multiverse.
I hear what you're saying, though.
And they all have different types of universal constants, and ours was the one that just happened to get everything.
And it's not that it takes like whose words that it said it takes priority, bro. That's in your head that you're allowing it to take priority. In my head, it's men's mental health. In your head, you're allowing it to be something else. That's how that works, really.
All hail the fine structure constant.
I wish I could undelete it because now I feel like it's a good like. I guess teach. Oh, I can do this. This is a decent teaching moment. Not really a teaching moment because like everybody feels. However, I love this guy. Shout Chevy. Mono says, and obviously Mono said like it's a like he said he might say some crazy stuff, but it's okay. You know. Mono says, I mean, I guess I did need to delete it because you called it like sin, and that's just like I guess kind of rude, you know. Mono says, you know, I might be homophobic if by saying this, but I don't think Pride Month takes priority over Men's Mental Health Month. And that's like literally where you could like distinguish the issue right there. Who is saying it takes who says it takes priority? In my mind, as a straight man that, you know, isn't really involved in the LGBT community, I do respect them. I don't think anything about this month. I didn't even realize it was this month. Literally. Like genuinely, I did not know it was the LGBTQ month too. I mean, I guess that's kind of ignorant on me, but I'm just kind of like out of the loop. I don't really kind of, yeah. And so he says, I don't think it should take priority over Men's Mental Health Winter. And see, that's just like how you allow your mind to think. Like, do you allow your mind to think like in a pessimistic view where it's like something you don't agree with? You're like, how dare that? It's like, okay, something you don't agree with, ignore that. You know what I'm saying? Why do we glorify sin so much? Yeah, and then that's where it's kind of just gets basic.
Kind of a multiverse.
It's okay though to have your own opinion, you know. I definitely always agree. Like, I think calling it sin though is kind of like rude though. Anyways, let me see this again. LGBT, they say they sometimes make it that way. It makes sense. I'm not sure. It depends. Like, let's say you're in the algorithms and you're always just scrolling like hate, like just like LGBT hate. Then that's all you're gonna see, bro. And then you're gonna think, oh, well, it's just all that's the priority. It's like that's not even it, bro. Like, try to evolve, try to like get away from the negative LGBTQ stuff, and literally you won't even be seeing any LGBTQ stuff. That's so like that's literally nail on the head. Bang, bang, bang.
This is the
because I genuinely don't see any.
Fine structure constant.
Not like I don't even know where you would see it at. Maybe TikTok, YouTube Short. I don't know.
Constant? What is the fine structure constant? Well, to put it in really technical terms, it's kind of the ratio between the speed of an electron and the speed of light. It gets a little technical. You can go look it up, but basically,
so this is like the glue.
Constant is what makes it possible for particles to connect with each other and form atoms.
Particles can connect to each other and form atoms. So the particles that float in the sky, what is technically particles? Particles definition. Particle definition, a minute portion of matter. The least possible amount. So a particle is the tiniest like thing you can think of in existence. So the tiniest things in existence, like what we can fathom is like air molecules, I guess, right? Well, I guess smaller stuff than that, but I'm not really sure. Like, I don't know. The smallest things in the world, for example, hydrogen and I don't know what. What makes air, bro? Oxygen, carbon dioxide. Whatever makes oxygen, right? The two molecules, the particles, whatever, or the particles obviously like form together, form the whatever, bro, and then they glued together, like, you know, over time. It's very interesting to think about.
Atoms, which then form molecules.
Okay, so that's one. Let's see, what was this? Define structure constant. Okay, why do things connect to each other? Interesting. The gravitational constant. The gravitational constant.
If you could bend the laws of physics to your will, what would you change, if anything?
So all of these understandings of how the universe works, we have something on one side of the equation, something on the other. There's a constant there. One of the calculations we do is we take...
So in every calculation, that's interesting, there's a constant, right? Where we say, if we do this and this, it's going to always do this. On either side, right? Interesting.
All of these understand...
What would you change, if anything?
So
why do we
all
have
of these
constants?
Understandings of how the universe works, we have something on one side of the equation, something on the other. There's a constant there. One of the calculations we do is we take the gravitational constant and say, what happens if we change it by a little bit? What are the consequences to the universe? It turns out that you run the gravitational constant through your equations of a star, and if you change the gravitational constant by a little bit, increase it by a little bit, it has stupendous consequences on the luminosity of stars. The luminosity of a star is dependent on the 7th power of the value of the gravitational constant. The luminosity of stars
That's snaky right there.
by a factor of 200.
Hold on, so let's see what he's saying.
Stupendous consequences on the luminosity.
So if you change, like, supposedly, like, whatever he's saying, like, just the tiniest amount, like, it would obviously have, like, this mass effect. I wonder if they're scaling it based on, like, the entirety of the world, or if they can, like, pinpoint it down to a specific area, which I assume would be, like, the same thing.
Of stars. The luminosity of a star is dependent on the 7th power of the value of the gravitational constant. The luminosity of stars would grow by a factor of 256, thereby reducing their life expectancy. The universe would be much brighter. They would burn their energy faster, and they wouldn't last long enough for planets around them to evolve into complex life. It would be
Wait. He's literally explaining possibly the Big Bang.
devastating.
This is what was
And they
happening.
wouldn't last long. Stars would grow by a factor.
This is what was happening over and over and over. This is like some theory. This is what was happening over and over and over and over and over and over before the Big Bang.
Stupendous consequences on the luminosity. 7th power of the value.
All these things would be popping and spapping together, right? All these molecules would be pop, 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 until it finally, over billions or trillions a year, I don't even know. What's crazy is to think, like, what contains this. Yo, that's so crazy, because, like, what contains this to begin with, you know? But let's just imagine in theory, right? All these molecules are already in here, just like pop, 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 pop. What he's talking about right now, if you change it to a little bit percent, and finally over so many years, boom, it hit that percent. Big Bang? The big bop,
gravitational
bop,
constant.
bop.
The
The
luminosity
big
of
bop
stars
is
would
crazy. Yo, the big bop is crazy.
grow by a factor of 250.
All right, let me see. Makes sense. Sorry, I was saying you make sense. That's okay. All right, I'm gonna stop spouting my nonsense. Chat's so quiet. It's okay. Everybody's just vibing. I think everybody like heard the story earlier. It's kind of like not sure.
thereby reducing.
It's okay to think like that, Mono. Like, it's okay to ask questions. The thing you got to think about though, like there was no issue, but the only issue and the reason why I ended up deleting it was because when you said sin, right? When you use your personal point of view to say something else is wrong, like that's not okay, right? Like you believe in religion and like somebody else, or you believe in a certain religion, they believe in a certain thing, right? They might even be religious too, which is the craziest thing. Like they may be believe in God just like you, which is anyways. That's so yeah. You like it's hard to.
Their life expectancy.
Just not a fun conversation to me. It's kind of boring.
They would burn their energy faster.
This is just a quickie, just a quick conversation on religion. Mono, if you were born, I'm gonna sound ignorant because I don't know religions that good. If you were born in America, what religion do you think you would be? Christian, right? Most likely, Christian. If you were born in China, what's the main religion of China? Sorry. What is the main religion in China? If you were born in China, you might be Buddhism, Taoism, Catholicism, all right, I'm not like making fun of it. I'm just like, was gonna like say them all real fast. Protestantism or Islam. If you were born in, what is the main religion of, let's just go down the list. Russia. You might be Christian then. Shout out Christianity. And listen, I'm not making fun. I'm just saying, this isn't me. What I'm saying is like factual. Just because you're born here, you might be this religion. I'm saying, what are the odds? You got to think like realistically, right? You might not be, right? You might still be your same religion now in any given place you're born. What is the main religion in Saudi Arabia? And this is the like only time I'm going to do like religion thing, just because like it's kind of brought up. In Saudi Arabia. If you were born in Saudi Arabia, you know, you hit the roulette, the wheel of life, right? You might be Islam. So what are we all arguing about at the end of the day, you know?
And they wouldn't last long enough for.
That's just my personal point of view. You are allowed to have your personal point of view. I would never say, like, I don't know, you know, I just don't, it's just okay to say you don't believe in something. It's not okay to say Christianity isn't real, you know, or something like that, right? That's not okay to say because that's rude and offensive and inconsiderate. Just like saying LGBTQ is a sin. That's also wrong and rude and inconsiderate. You can say, I don't believe what you believe in, and I can say, I don't believe what you believe in. Sorry, that was kind of crazy. Anyways, so two things. We have constants in the world, which is interesting. And what was the first one? I forgot. The other theory? Hold on, it's this one. The fine structure theory. Why do molecules stick together? That's very interesting. I think there's a compounding pressure that ends up pushing the molecules together, which is like some type of gravity, maybe. If I could just randomly think about it, I'm not sure. The kind of thing is often known as the fine-tuning of the universe, but it's a controversial thing. This is all like very, I would say, controversial, you know. It's all just theory, like, you know, at the end of the day. But isn't life, literally life in general, theory until we figure it out? Like, man was like cooking, like man was just eating berries and like leaves and stuff, and then we started eating meat, and then we learned how to cook. Now we learned how to FaceTime. Shout out. So, okay, very interesting. The mass ratio between the proton and the electron. Very interested in this. The gravitational constant and the fine constant. Go short on this. What is the ratio of mass of an electron to... What?
So what is an electron? We can measure its charge. You can measure its mass. It actually has something that we call spin. and you can measure its effect on other
Hold
parts.
on, say it again.
So what is an electron? We can measure
What
its
is an
charge.
electron?
You can measure its mass. It actually has something that we call spin, and you can measure its effect on other particles. You can measure all of this. But you know something? The electron itself has never actually been observed. Not ever. In fact, the electron is smaller than anything ever measured ever. Whatever is its size, we have yet to figure out how small it is. And as far as we're concerned, it could be infinitesimally small. That's the electron, the particle
What?
that we all know and love.
Wait, be honest. Did you know that? I just wrote another one. Ah! What is a Christian? Oops. Christian is a form of religion. Everybody's, I think, listen, I never try to put any religions down because whatever enables somebody to become a better human, I'm all for that. Literally, I'm all for that. The issue is once we start using that to do the opposite of what it's supposed to be doing, bro. The opposite. Isn't it supposed to be like you focus on you and you love it, what you love to do? Why? Since when does like other people's thoughts have to like go on to you? I know that's kind of deep, but I gotta watch this again, bro. Hold on. This is kind of cray-cray. This is kind of mind-blowing. I did not know this, and this gives me a very deep... This opens a line of thinking for me. Like, no joke.
So what is an electron? We can measure its charge. You can measure its mass.
The electron, let me think about it. The electron has never been... Ow, I just put... seen or measured. The electron has never been seen or measured. How does it even work? How do we know it exists? How do we know an electron exists? Because we can measure the speed, we know it's there, but we can't see it. We can measure its speed, its gravitational pull, what did he say?
Actually has something that we call spin. What is an electron? We can measure its charge. You can
Its charge. How can we measure its charge? How do we know what it's made of if we can't see it? How do we know what it's made of if we can't see it? What's crazy is in life, you can just try to nearly backwards engineer any problem. Obviously, like, this is not going to solve the problem, but like what I'm talking about, but and I'm sure people like had this conversation hundreds of times, but
measure its mass.
This is my first line of thinking.
Actually has something that we call spin, and you can measure its effect on other particles. You can measure all of this. But you know something? The electron itself has never actually been observed. Not ever. In fact,
Electron has not ever been observed.
the electron is smaller than anything ever measured ever.
So what does that tell me in my brain immediately? That electrons is dark matter. Like, if we can't see it, we know it's there. We don't know what dark matter is. We know dark matter is like there, but we don't see it. We know electrons can be infinitely small. We don't need to know what something is to measure its properties. That's fair. Like the effect that it has.
Whatever is its size, we have yet to figure out how small it is. And as far as we're concerned, it
Whatever its size, we don't know how small it is. We know they're there, and it can be infinitely small. We don't know what dark matter is, and we know it's there. We know what electron is, but we don't know where it is, because we haven't seen it. Bop, bop. Those two things should bop together.
could be infinitesimally small. That's the electron, the particle that we all know and love.
Yo, what do you think about the electron, Solid? Yo, what? Well, I need to know more about the electron. What's a good question to ask about the electron? The electron. Does the electron really exist?
Let me ask you a blunt question, which sounds stupid, but I think it's
This is the line of chains I go down. You see how he just like blew my mind with that? I want to see him talk to the people that he enjoys talking to about it and see those conversations. That's like how I've always like tried to process information. Why skip through all the other random ones when I can try to find the like, I don't know.
It's a meaningful.
This is the kind of stuff us people will laugh at us about in 100 years. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think life is so incredible, and I try to imagine like 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now. And 100 years is probably good, bro. In 100 years, we're gonna be so advanced.
Question. Let me ask you a blunt question, which sounds stupid, but I think it's a meaningful question.
Oh, we are look just like Buddy Holly. My bad, I just seen that.
Exist.
Nirvana nuts.
Now wait, is that
Dude, electrons will exist.
now wait, is that a science or a philosophical question?
Well, because
Natural philosophy.
as I understand it, we have never measured the size of the electron. It is smaller than the smallest capacity we have ever conjured to measure its size.
What is real is the electron field, and little vibrations in those electron fields.
The electron fields. Okay. Electron fields and vibrations.
And little vibrations in those electron fields show up in our detectors as particles. So it's not that we haven't measured.
Show up in our detectors as particles. Hold on, say that again.
To measure its size.
What is real is the electron field, and little vibrations in those electron fields show up in our detectors as particles. So it's not that we haven't measured the size of the electron, it's that there is no such thing as the size of the electron. The electron is a vibration in a field. It can have different vibrations. There is no such electron field, and little vibrations in those electron fields show up in our detectors as particles. So it's not that we haven't measured the size of the electron, it's that there is no such thing as the size of the electron. The electron is a vibration in a field. It can have different vibrational wavelengths.
There's no such thing as an electron. The electron is the vibration in the field.
So
The electron is
And see, I don't know if these two dudes are like in a, you know, argumentative state. One dude might be saying one thing, one dude might be saying the other. They might be, you know, you never know the setup, right? Unless you know the full scenario. So everything you see, always try to take it with a grain of salt. Like, don't always cement your opinion.
particles. So it's not that we haven't measured the size of the electron, it's that there is no such thing as the size of the electron. The electron is a vibration in a field. It can have
Man, what?
let me ask you. Let me ask you a blunt question, which sounds stupid, but I think it's a.
I think this is the full one of it.
Electrons.
Let me see. Nirvana? Come as you are, as I want you to be. What's your favorite Nirvana song, Mono? Let me see. The guy Neil is talking to is Sean Carroll, and some scientists criticize him on some of these quantum interpretations, but a lot of them agree too. I think people that provide thought-provoking ideas, like, it's easy to like not provide and to disqualify than it is to provide new thoughts, right?
Exist.
And like obviously we always need people that are gonna like be able to back like peer reviewed, you know. That's always gonna be like a thing forever. So I mean, I don't see really an issue with either thing.
As
now wait, is that a science or a philosophical question?
well, because
natural
as I understand,
philosophy. Okay, I gotta ask you a preliminary question. How truthful do you want me to be?
I love it.
Those electron fields show up in
Yes.
What is real is the electron field, and little vibrations in those electron fields show up in our detectors as particles. So it's not that we haven't measured the size of the electron.
So those little vibration things show up as particles.
Is that there is no such thing as the size of the electron. The electron is a vibration in a field. It can have different vibrational wavelengths.
And it shows up as the particle.
Yes, that's right.
My God.
So it's doing something and then appearing as a particle. So it's just like floating in nothing and then appearing as the particle? I don't think I heard that.
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
I mean, it comes to the party that way, but otherwise it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, that is
wait.
so trippy.
Wait.
That is so freaky, man.
Wait. So
Well,
you
you and
can't-
Einstein both were bothered by this.
I am
so
very bothered by this.
Wait, so you cannot measure the electron in its wave state to be a particle.
Allowed orbit. I'm not gonna be able to see. I'm not gonna be able to understand this at all. But I definitely want to look at it. Allowed orbit, constructive interference. Allowed orbit, and then we see the interference. Wave representing electron. So we know the orbit is there, and then we see this random wave that comes around it, and it appears as the electron. The electron magnetic field, is that what that is? Forbidden orbit, destructive interference. So as soon as, so it comes in our orbit and it's good, but as soon as, what is it doing right here?
Because the act of
Too
measuring
puny for
turns
my
it into a
brain, bro.
particle.
My brain's too
the
puny.
way that we usually measure things, you say, where is it? And you get a little track in your particle detector because you keep asking where it is, and you always get a definite answer to the question, where is it? But when you're not asking that question, it's spread out all over the place.
Let me ask
Hold on, that was kind of a good way to put it right there.
to be a particle. Because the act of measuring it turns it into the particle.
The way that we usually measure things, you say, where is it? And you get a little track in your particle detector because you keep asking where it is, and you always get a definite answer to the question, where is it?
So whenever you're tracking something, right, you can see it's there always, right? But you're always like one step behind it, I
But
guess.
when you're not asking that question, it's spread out all over the place.
Let me ask you
That means we have to get ahead of time itself. Yo, what? My brain, bro. Okay, too much, too much. All right. Holy moly. I need to relax with this song again. Insane, bro. What a yap fest. My bad. On a Plane is my favorite Nirvana song. This is kind of stuff where they study at CERN, Large Hadron Collider. Wow. We'll do a, what is this? Intermission on this, bro. Too mind trippy, bro. Honestly, I'm having a lot of fun with that, but mix it up a little bit. All right, let's see. It's just like rock it, you know. Wait, there's an A. Fairy? But no E. Yeah, that wasn't good. Probably should have went Harry. A-I-E? Still. Fair? F-A-I. Knock that out because no A right here. This song goes so hard. I've been jamming it, bro. So relaxing. AI? Let me blank A. I feel like this is gonna be weird. Blank, blank I, blank A, blank A. Could be like this. Image. Holy freak. Oh man. This could be it. This would be insane. This is such a word to word too. Oh, you're a goat! Bah, bah. Yo, that was goat behavior right there. That was goat behavior. Shout out. That was goat behavior. Irate, aware, invade, in late, in lane. What is this? Inane? Insane? Inane? There's no way that's a word. I'm gonna freak out. Silly? I've never heard. Where did you find this word from? Inane. I have to hear it.
Inane.
Who?
Inane.
Never heard that in my life. Where'd you hear this from? You're right. I'm surprised we haven't had image yet. How I keep biting my tongue, bro. What's up with that? Image could be a good starter word. In my brain? Shout out Tori's brain. What? Sorry, no. Should I send that off the rip though? It's literally just an N. I think I should be smart about it. Just finished the episode. What's up, Regulus Black? It's time, buddy. It's a high class insult kind of word. All right. Inane. Silly, stupid. You know what you just remind me of? Solid Tank. You said it's like a high class insult or something. I remember I went to Cracker Barrel. I don't know if y'all went to that restaurant. It's called Cracker Barrel. But there was something on like one of the little sheets, and I was reading it, and I was with like some people. I was like out of town working with these people. Like I'd never worked with them ever. I was all the way out of town. There's people my dad knew. I was just building the relationship when I was building playgrounds like out of town. Anyways, we were cool for like a few months already. So like I'm eating out with them, and I'm reading this thing, and I'm like, ignoramus or something like that. And like you just literally reminded me of that. They all laughed at me. They were like, say it again. I was like, ignoramus. And supposedly it's like ignoramus or something. I gotta look that word up now. Ignoramus. An ignorant or stupid person. Jesus.
Ignoramus.
Jesus Christ.
Ignoramus.
Shout out. And Kate Blatch. I think Tori got it. All right. Listen, don't second guess. Tori! Wow. What? Silly / stupid. Very interesting. Yo, Sheffy, was it good, bro? Did it bang or what? Ankles kids? Yo, that was insane. Yo, that's sick. I've never even heard of that word. Second. No joke. Wordle will get your vocabulary up. How you doing, bro? Honestly, I've had a great day. I had a great day. I talked about this dream I had, bro. I had this insane dream today. Let me see. I could probably do this. Do better. Had an insane dream today. And it was actually really cool. Image is a word. Insane. Should I use image now? For the trolls? Inane babbling. Dude, imagine working at CERN. Imagine working at CERN and potentially opening up a wormhole. Do you think that's gonna happen? Oh, dude, I'm so glad I talked about this because it reminded me. All right, back into what part is this? This is some random yap. This is some random yapping about life. Solid Tank. I don't know why I want to call you Sonic. Solid Tank, bro. You know how we were talking about clones yesterday, right? We were talking about the government has potentially been working with clones for like the last... How long do you think the government's been working with clones for? At least 50 years, right? 2025, 1975. They're probably before that, in the 50s, right? On some experimental stuff, right? In the 50s. Should I even look this up? I'm scared to look it up. Dude, I'm seeing in PowerPoint slideshow presentation. My bad, Mono. I'm just not seeing this. I'm seeing Penny Roll T is my favorite Nirvana song. Shout out. My bad, Mono. Let's see. Whoa! Kate Black. Sean Black. I gotta look her up. Shout out Kate! Where's she from? A child spy? Oh no. Shout out. Yeah, that was great. He's gonna be in the new game trying to take it out, LO. I'm like, I need to fix my mistakes type shit. Shout out. Yeah, since the Shino was cloned in 1996 publicly. Hold on, wait. Yeah, since the Shio was cloned in 1996 publicly. I do remember that. Was that like a goat or a pig? Shio clone? I'm scared to even look this up. Dolly the sheep sparked debate over it. So they cloned a sheep, right? Bro, tell me. Think about, you're one of the smartest scientists in the world. You're on the edge of the cutting edge of technology, science, thought-provoking ideas. You can clone a sheep. What's the next thing you're going to try to clone? What's the next thing you're going to try to clone? Be honest. If you have successfully cloned a sheep, what are you going to be trying to clone? Government had to have been doing it like 29 years before or more. Since they went publicly with this. You're saying since they went publicly with this in 1996, they had to have been going for at least like 20 years before him. I'm watching the Convo doc tomorrow. What's the Convo doc? Convo doc. Are you talking about Squid Games? I'm gonna clone my dog so they live forever. That's sweet. But you're not. Oh, I guess a scientist would clone their dog also. They probably actually did that. Like, no joke. They probably already did that. Which is interesting. But think about it. Dude, they're going to start testing on humans. So let's think they've been working on this. Bro, there is like potentially 30 to 40-year-old clones out there. I'm going to clone me one, goes to work, stays home, switching. That'd actually be fire. I bet that happens in the future. That's what's gonna happen in the future, bro. We're all gonna be just AI robots. I'm gonna clone my, you can legit get your dog cloned right now. How to clone my dog. Wait, do we look at this? Do we actually? I'm scared to click on this, bro. I don't want to have this in my algorithm. There's companies that do that. The first step in having the option to clone your dog is to preserve your dog's genes through genetic preservation. 50 big ones? 50K, it's for the rich people only. Yeah, buddy. Good luck with that. I spent 50,000 cloning my dog. Hold on, I'm interested. Let's see. Should we look this up on YouTube? 1 second. Cloning my dog. I cloned my dog? Yo, this can't be real. Where am I at? I cloned my dog.
I actually cloned my dog. That's right. These dogs are clones of each other. Well, they're not actually my dogs, they're his dogs. But I do really want to clone my dog.
I want to know why 456 did that though. Yo, Chevy, stop trying to spoil, bro. Chill, brother. Chill.
I can't convince my parents.
Well, the dog won't be the same as the original dog. Is it even ethical?
And
I actually don't know if you're spoiling. I don't even know what season you watched or what. I'm just trolling, kind of.
They're right, because I really do miss my dog. To start and to address the first point, I traveled all the way to Dallas, Texas to
What?
Biogen, the only company in the US that does this, to find out how the dog cloning process actually works and if it really does hurt the original dog. The cloning process has 5 steps. First, they take a skin biopsy of the animal you want to clone.
So Viagen sends you
A
this
skin
kit that you
biopsy?
take with your dog to the vet for the vet to use to collect skin from your dog.
We do suggest to take a skin sample from
Let me see.
different places.
Skip all this.
Commences and
I want to see like the full list: skin biopsy, transfer of into cell egg.
What did I tell you guys?
I think he prefers the alligator. Now he's gonna take a look at the other one. And now we've got Prince Luke.
Now we got
Wait,
Prince.
is this actually the clone?
But now that we've gotten to know these guys, let's get to the reason we're here to run a few experiments. We're gonna be putting an object under each of. I started doing some research into the clients of Viagen, people that have done this. And I found a video of 2 people receiving their clones for the first time. And to them, it certainly felt like the same dog. They only ordered 1 clone for their original dog, Lucas, after he died, but they ended up getting 2 back because sometimes in pregnancies, there can be twins. So now they have a super rare case of owning 2 identical clones at the same time.
What?
So
Hold
I
on,
decided
that's
to fly
pretty
all the way to
interesting.
Miami, Florida.
That
So
is,
I
hold
can
on, this
meet
is
them
some good
and run
stuff
some
right here. I
tests
gotta
on
be
their
honest.
clones to see
Good
if
stuff.
They really are exactly the same as the original.
Okay, we made it to Miami. We flew all the way here from Los Angeles. Just
Bro,
to-
would you get a clone of your dog? That's literally what Solid Tank said he would do. It's not really spoilers though. I got you. Well, I don't think nobody's really seen it, so. I've heard the dogs aren't exactly the same personality, but they're very, very similar since biologically identical. I was wondering why Elon Musk keeps having kids. I think he's actually doing like artificial insemination or something.
with Justin and Luis.
What episode did you say you were on, Sheffy? I think you said you're watching season 3 now.
Hey.
Dude, I need to catch up. You're right. It's me, Sheffy. It's not you. It's me.
Once we greeted Justin
Sorry.
and his partner Luis, they showed us the altar for the original Lucas.
So I said Lucas went on vacation, right?
Yeah.
Because he came back. You know?
Yeah.
This is Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is usually in my safe. Like I just
Yeah, we just took it out
Yeah.
because you guys are here.
when Lucas went on vacation.
Yeah.
I was very, very, very depressed. Like
Yeah.
depressed, like to the point that
Exact same size, which they were, but now they've got. These 2 clones were truly identical to each other. I did some body measurements to make sure they really were the exact same size, which they were, but now they've gotten to know
This
these
is
guys,
so
let's
interesting.
get
I
to
gotta
the
be
reason we're
honest.
here.
Yeah, when you are doing IVF, you can just as easily use your own cloned DNA. You could use your own cloned DNA. Cloned DNA? So are you saying like, let's say you made a clone and your bottom man part stopped working. You're saying then you can then use your clones to have the exact same? Ah! Those kids are holograms on Grimes is AI. Yo, imagine. Imagine they're clones. Why did my light flash right when I said that? Did y'all see that? I don't know if y'all seen that. Dude, Elon Musk has been one of the richest persons forever. He's one of the people that would experiment in clones. And he gets a top secret classified information. And why is this guy staring at me like he knows I'm about to speak the truth?
Few experiments. We're going to be putting an object under each of these buckets. One that the original Lucas had no preference toward, and one that the original Lucas specifically loved. These clones aren't currently familiar with either one.
I don't think this will. This is interesting.
The same
So all the same DNA. Interesting, yeah.
thing that Lucas liked. And just to be sure it's not chance, we're gonna run this test 3 times with each clone.
Here we are with Lucas Jr. Lucas Original's favorite toy was an alligator.
So we have an alligator under one of these and a bird under the other.
And while we're running these tests, I want to tell you about Dave.com. Dave.com would have been perfect for no late fees.
What did I tell you guys?
I think he prefers the alligator. Now he's gonna take a look at the other one. And now we've got Prince Lucas.
Now we got Prince.
Okay. He went to the alligator. Yeah.
They both, look, and they're leaving. Look, now they both want the alligator and they left the chicken.
Hold on, this is kind of interesting.
What did I tell you?
Extra cash gives you the money to buy groceries, fill the tank, and
Banking services provided by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/.
Treats here. Peanut butter and oats and beef. The original Lucas preferred peanut butter and oats, but these dogs haven't seen either of them before. I'm gonna put the peanut butter and oats under one bucket and the beef under the other. 3, 2, 1.
First up for the treat experiment was Lucas Jr., who immediately went for the treats that original Lucas had liked. Now it's Prince's turn.
This is all too convincing.
Prince ended up eating both piles of treats, but didn't go for the original treats first, so we can't really give him.
That's interesting.
That is very Lucas to eat them all. That's very Lucas.
The last test will be between a Himalayan dog treat, Lucas's favorite, and a bully stick. Let's start with Lucas Jr.
There he goes.
Oh, no.
Himalayan dog treat.
Go, Jack!
That's interesting.
He once again prefers the Himalayan dog treat. Okay.
Because you never know at what point in time
the ran with the 2 different dogs. In total, 6 tests. 5 out of the 6 times they picked the one that the original dog liked. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Wow. That's wild.
So that concludes the experiment. That's 5 out of 6 times that they chose the thing Lucas liked. And according to especially Luis, they really feel like the same dog.
Why do you feel that he has the same memories?
The second day he was here, he went to the same spot as Lucas went to the bed.
Yeah, that stuff is weird.
Yeah, on my bed. He could have gone like any other places. Like there was like,
Look at that face. I think this one looks very
That's exactly how they cloned. My bad. That's exactly how they cloned the dogs. They implant an embryo with copied DNA instead of a normal fertilized egg.
If I call Lucas, he comes. I have a nickname, to them that the same nickname that I had like for Lucas, and they call him by the nickname, and he, that's like Tuku Tuku. Like he comes, like I'm gonna have Lucas for the rest of my life, I guess.
Yeah, you'll just keep doing this.
Oh yeah, Lucas, that one broken forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope I can afford,
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like.
So you feel like the same dog,
but
you're cheating death.
You're cheating. Yeah.
Interesting, bro. Oh man. Dude. Do I think there's actually real life human being clones out there? Walking amongst us doing certain things? Way more of a percent than I did just recently. I'll say that. That is scary, bro. He's listening. He was also rolling balls in the Oval Office. Shout out Elon. Elon's people are always crazy. I think he's always on ecstasy. Elon's usually pretty geeked out, I gotta be honest. Honestly, actually, I don't know. Like, I'm just trolling when I say that. I don't know, bro. You gotta think, like, I seen a good tweet earlier, like from this guy. This is how I got him. Actually, this isn't the first tweet I seen. It was a different tweet of his, or this person's, and then I seen this tweet. But there's a different tweet talking about 300 million is where like rich people lose the concept of reality, right? Like around 300 million, your money is just gonna forever make itself. You never have to worry about anything. Like you can enter a different reality of life, and like obviously you can do it. It's all subjective, right? It kind of makes you think like the most richest people in the world, bro. They're not really living in our world. They're really not. That was horrible. UOY. Youth. YOUTH. That's fire. Blank blank. T blank U blank Y. Study. Yeah, I'll kind of bang that one out. Be honest, that was kind of fire. Fire. I gotta be honest, that was... Study is interesting. I love the word study because, like I said, we're all just students, bro, studying life. Literally, like, who is actually the teacher in this life? Be honest. All we do, like, who are the actual teachers? Like obviously they're like teachers, right? But think like, what? Who are the actual teachers of life? Like, we're literally just all studying. Because there's like, we don't know, and we're just constantly gathering it. Imagine so far down the line, like we almost know everything. Like, obviously that'll never happen, right? But we can pretend that. Imagine we know like everything. What do we do with life? Yo, this is crazy to think about. What do we do with life if we actually know everything? Think about this. Right now, we want to like travel the world, right? And go to these different planets. But then after that, then what? Whoa, that's crazy. I've never even like had that thought. After we've accomplished this so far down the line, millions of years, or well, let's say that we have some meteor come down, you know, and we really civilize, whatever, a million, billion, jillion years down the line, right? When we know like almost everything about life, how to space travel, how to do all this, what is the end goal? To live forever, maybe? And then after that, what do you do forever? You know, like, that's kind of a mind freak, to be honest. That's kind of a mind freak. Wow, very interesting. What comes after AI when you think about the future? That's a great question, bro. What comes after AI? That's kind of in general what I'm getting to. Like, what's just like... So AI is going to be like superhumans, right? Because like, right, we want everything. Like, for example, these phones are like essentially little AI robots, right? Like, not really. But eventually, what if they're able to develop feelings, bro, and thoughts? And like, we literally have AI that talks to us. They're already kind of like developing, not thoughts, right? But like, I don't know, bro. What is after AI? I think it goes like this, right? AI starts becoming like these robots, right? Like at Boston community, not community college, Boston College or whatever, where they're doing the robots, like the super smart, like robots. Boston robot, something like that. Excuse me. Eventually, we're gonna get to this point in time. And we're gonna use these dudes to like think for us. Why would we not use this dudes to do everything? Look up the Kardashev scale. Boston Dynamics. Boston Community College. What's next is coming at type 1, type 2, type 3. So I think that essentially gets to like traveling to other like planets, right? And stuff like that. The Kardashev scale. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Be right back. Basically, let me loop this.
On this Kardashev scale, has.
All right, be right back in like 1 minute. Be right back. But I'm listening to this for sure. Ah! I don't think that's possible. What don't you think is possible, Chevy? Oh, my bad.
Kardashev scale has the power to harness
Hold on, let me turn this up.
energy of its home civilization that's level 1. Civilization that's level 1 on this Kardashev scale has the power to harness the energy of its home planet. On our home planet, there's the energy of volcanoes, tornadoes, hurricanes, and of earthquakes. This is Earth exhibiting a display of energy that typically we run from or die from. If we could control all of that, that would be an extraordinary state of our civilization. Tapping a volcano of its energy so that you now can use that energy to run the city that the exploding volcano would have otherwise leveled. Civilization that's level 1 on this Kardashev scale has the power to harness the energy of its home planet. On our home planet, there's the energy of volcanoes, tornadoes, hurricanes, and of earthquakes. This is Earth exhibiting a display of energy that typically we run from or die from. If we could control all of that, that would be an extraordinary state of our civilization. Tapping a volcano of its energy so that you now can use that energy to run the city that the exploding volcano would have otherwise leveled. Civilization that's level 1 on this Kardashian scale has the power to harness the...
So what that tells me, it kind of like goes in the same line of thinking as AI. So we're going to create these robots. For example, he's talking about like harnessing the energy of volcanoes, right? Why can't we do that? Because we can't really like, maybe we can put people in these volcanoes and set them off like manually. We could probably do that, right? But when nobody wants, that's not like safe, right? So what we can eventually do is have these robots go down there and create these like harness of energy, bro. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, bro. This is kind of freaky. I gotta be honest.
The Kardashev scale says that there could be type 1, type...
Level 2 is controlling the energy of the solar, of the home star. Let's see.
The Kardashev scale says that there could be type 1, type 2, or type 3 civilizations. A type 1 civilization is maybe 100 years more advanced than us to maybe 1,000 years, sort of like Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon. They
100 years
control
from
the
now?
weather. Volcanoes, earthquakes, anything planetary, they control. That's type 1. Then there's type 2. Type 2 is stellar. They harness the power of an entire star. Like Star Trek. Star Trek would be a typical type 2 civilization where they manipulate entire stars. Then there's type 3. Type 3 is galactic. They roam the galactic space lanes. They play with black holes. Like the Empire of the Star Wars series would be a typical type 3 civilization.
That doesn't even make sense.
The Kardashev scale.
Bro, gonna be live until 10 p.m. Pacific night. I'm gonna come back later tonight. Depends. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be on tonight. Might be a little shorter one of a tonight. Cause I would need to like catch up. I've kind of caught up today, but I'm not sure. It just all depends. Literally, I thought I was gonna go for like 2 hours and something yesterday. I went for 5 hours. It just depends. It might be like a 2-hour stream. I'm not sure.
It could be type 1, type 2, or type...
So in my head, like, okay, so let's say we're already at a type 3, right? And we're harnessing the ability to travel intergalactically. What is the type 4? What do we reach after that? Because you know the type 3s are gonna be already at the point of like, okay, what's type 4? The amount of matter and energy needed scales way out of control. To what, become a type 1? Or a type 2, I mean? Earth is crazy. It actually is, Snaky. Level 2 is controlling the energy of the home star. We will get to 1, maybe 1.5, but Dyson sphering the sun seems like an improbability, like it's improbable. I think we are at 0.7 right now.
It is maybe 100 years more advanced 2 or type 3 civilizations. A type 1 civilization is maybe 100 years more advanced than us to maybe 1,000 years, sort of like Buck Rogers.
So it's taken us like, what, 100,000 years to develop over time? I'm not sure. It scales out of control with our own simple understanding. Gods of the universe. Type 4 is the controlling the whole universe. Interesting. Now we're cooking, buddy. Now we're cooking. Very interesting. Controlling the whole universe, right? A type 4 civilization. I wonder if we could type that in. Type 4 civilization.
Now, in outer space, we look for signs of intelligent life in outer space. So far, we find none. Civilizations like type 1 should be commonplace in the galaxy. Some people assume, therefore, that type 0 will see atmosphere.
I want to see a type 4. The Kardashian.
As much as we'd like to think that we are.
I've seen this dude a bunch.
As much as we'd like to think that we are, humans are. If you beat the teacher at
What's happening?
As much as we'd like to think that we are, humans aren't an advanced species, not by a long shot. On the Kardashev scale for ranking intelligent civilizations, we only get a 0.72 out of 3. A Type 1 civilization would be able to harness and control 100% of their home planet's renewable energy and geological makeup. This would give us complete control over our climate and the ability to terraform parts of our planet and nearby planets like Mars and Venus. A Type 2 civilization would be able to harness and control 100% of the energy from their host star. To put that into perspective, every 2 minutes, our sun produces the same amount of energy as all of Earth's annual consumption combined. A popular way that this is theorized is through the use of Dyson spheres, which are supermassive structures built around stars to absorb their energy. Finally, a Type 3 civilization would be able to harness all of the energy from their host galaxy. But the craziest part about Type 3s is that if they exist, we probably wouldn't be able to detect them at all because they would be in control of how much light their galaxy omits and whether or not nearby star systems could see them. As much as we'd like to think that we are.
How is the space so big, bro? Like, seriously, how, bro? Tell us. Like, no joke. How is space so big? But not with the technology of 10,000 years from now. Yes, but our understanding comes from the world around us. We would have to receive outside info to know how to do it. That's true, bro. We can only know what we know, right? If we have to confine ourselves to our current understanding, there's no point even discussing a Type 1. That's true. Because, like, we're not even going to be a Type 1 for unless another 100 years, and we're not going to be in that. But I think that's not fair either, because it's the people like us that are, like, provoking thoughtful ideas and discussion around the subject. It gets people, it puts that energy out there, and it gets people, like, thinking about it, right?
Humans aren't an advanced species.
To the point where we eventually solve it. Someone in, like, 1899 said humans have invented everything there was to invent. Think about how much has happened since then. I think about that in constant perspectives of like the year 0 to like 1,000, the year 1,000 to like 2,000. Imagine the year 2,000 to like 3,000. What's gonna happen in 1,000 years from now, right? Life is crazy, bro.
In a dance of galaxies.
It's not widely remembered.
In a dance of galaxies, where the line between science and magic blurs, there exists a Type 4 civilization. They weave through the cosmic tapestry, harnessing the might of supermassive black holes and sculpting vast galactic arrays. Time bends to their whim, and dark matter is but another tool in their vast...
No joke, are we little ants in somebody's ant farm? Be honest. Like, isn't it crazy how I had a dream about that specifically? I swear it was like little tubes of ants, like...
arsenal. Their tales told across...
Like, what does this world even mean, bro? It's kind of unfair. It's unfair, bro. Tell us.
Eons would sound like myths to our...
About outside info, the movie Contact is an awesome movie about that. The movie Contact? I need a new movie to watch tonight. Contact. Interesting. In this, races to interpret a possible message originating from the Vega star system. Once first contact with an extraterrestrial intelligence is proven, Airway contends with restrictive national security advisor Kitts and religious fanatics bent on containing the implications of such an event. An incredible message is found hidden in the signal, but will Airway be the one to answer its call? AI script? What was the AI script? I forgot. Oh, what this dude's talking about? Probably so. You can tell it was kind of like, eh. I often think if only we were as committed as ants all working together. Hey, yo, that's some deep thought right there. That's some deep thought. No hive mind for me. I think there's real discussion vids on 4s and on. Is there actually? Let's just try one more time. Type 4 civilization. Let me just see a little bit of it. Oops. Wait, did I just delete that? Let's see.
Kardashev thought Type 4 civilization was too advanced, so he didn't go beyond Type 3. But extensions are made by today's scientists. Type 4 civilization. They can harness all the energy of the universe, including stars, black holes, neutron stars, even dark matter and dark energy.
So let's try to think about this. All we know is the space, right? And that's ever expanding. So what else do we know in this world that is always ever expanding? Because, like, how can we be in a container of something, right? We're in a container of something. Because space has something to go into. Like I was talking about the other day, like we're pouring a bunch of space in this earth, and it's just like, or not in earth, and it's just expanding out. But what is it falling out into? Oh, this life is weird, bro. The individuality in others is what gives us innovation and invention.
They will be able to see inside a black hole. Laws of physics will be only words, but they cannot break them, at least for now. They will be
Back at it again with the polar pop, bro, every day for the most part. It's a good hack, bro. It's a good, like, fasting hack. Diet, or zero sugar soda. It's like a good diet hack. It's carbonated. It makes you not hungry. Like, you know when you wake up and you eat? This, like, kills that, pretty much. One of my favorite lines from Contact. Why have one when you can have two at twice the price? Why have one when you can have two at twice the price? Two at twice. Interesting. I use Dr. Pepper Zero. Cherry Zero's the best one. Dr. Pepper Zero is so good to me. I gotta be honest. I drink it every day. Cherry? I talked about vanilla and cream Coke the other day, and I made a poll, and everybody voted for Coke. And I never talked about it. Or everybody voted for cream, and I literally never talked about it. I got a cream soda, a cream Coke from Wendy's. It was one of the most unpleasuring things I've ever had. But hear me out. If you ever order a drink from Wendy's, have you ever noticed that, like, their drinks are always mixed with, like, that multiple drink thing, and it, like, tastes weird? I can never get a good drink from Wendy's, bro, ever. It may be a multiverse. We're probably stuck never knowing what is outside our universe. What is a multiverse? Let's actually look at this. Like, what is wormholes and multiverses like, actually? What is a multiverse?
Parallel universes, do they exist?
All our current understanding of how this universe got here tells us.
Give me like 1 minute.
And that's the multiverse.
Appreciate y'all hanging out.
Parallel universe sounds a little more cool.
Just a little chill night, you know. Some nights we bang out, we go crazy, and some nights it's just a little chill, you know.
Universes in a multiverse, but sure, and there's likely an infinite number of them. Hence the possibility that I'm interviewing you on my show from London, and you're here in the, you know, all combinations of all atoms and molecules and thoughts and neurosynaptic firings.
Hold on, let's look a little bit more.
The multiverse has 5 levels, and the craziest part is that every single one of them could actually be a very real
The multiverse has 5 levels, okay? That catches my attention. Why specifically 5?
The multiverse has 5 levels, and the craziest part is that every single one of them could actually be a very real possibility. The first level is called Beyond Our Cosmic Horizon, and it's by far the least controversial. It assumes that the universe we currently live in does actually go on for forever. Statistically speaking, if the universe is infinite, even the most unlikely events must be happening somewhere, including another version of Earth and another version of you living the exact same life as you are now. Level 2 is called Inflationary Cosmology, and basically assumes that when the Big Bang happened, it kept creating universe bubbles over and over again. But in level 2, the space between these universes expands faster than the speed of light, so we will never know if they're out there. Level 3 is called the Many Worlds Interpretation, which is what Everything Everywhere All at Once was based on.
I'm gonna watch this
Every
again.
time a decision happens, it creates a new branch in the timeline. There would be timelines that branched off today, timelines that branched off a billion years ago, all happening at the exact same time. Level 4 is called the Ultimate Multiverse, which basically just assumes that there are other universes that exist completely outside of our space and time, but because of this, they don't follow our laws of physics, and we'll never be able to contact
All right,
them
hold on. on, let's watch this again. I'm gonna break it one by one.
And the craziest part is that every single one of them could actually be a
Let me watch it again though.
very real possibility. And the craziest part is that every single one of them could actually be a very real possibility. The first level is called Beyond Our Cosmic Horizon, and it's by far the least controversial. It assumes that the universe we currently live in does actually go on for forever. Statistically speaking, if the universe is infinite, even the most unlikely events must be happening somewhere, including another version of Earth and another version of you living the exact same life as you are now. Level 2 is called Inflationary Cosmology.
Okay, so what did he say? The least controversial. This is what everybody believes, apparently.
Horizon, and it's by far the least controversial. It assumes that the universe we currently live in does actually go on for forever.
The universe goes on for forever. Meaning, statistically, that there's another likelihood of another planet with no other humans, like in an infinite loop.
Statistically speaking, if the universe is infinite, even the most unlikely events must be happening somewhere, including another version of Earth and another version of you living the exact same life as you are now. Level 2 is called Inflationary Cosmology, and basically assumes that when the Big Bang happened, it kept creating universe bubbles over and over again. But in level 2, the space between these universes expands faster than the speed of light, so we will never know if they're out there. Level 3 is called the Many Worlds Interpretation, which is what Everything Everywhere All at Once was based on, that every time a decision happens, it creates a new branch in the timeline. There would be timelines that branched off today, timelines that branched off.
All right, hold on. This is
at the exact.
This is a lot.
Living does actually go on for forever.
The second one.
Speaking, if the universe is to be a version of you living the exact same life as you are now. Level 2 is called Inflationary Cosmology, and basically assumes that when the Big Bang happened.
When the Big Bang happened, boom, bubble, 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 bubble. And in these bubbles, we're inside these bubbles, and like it's like that's what's happening.
It kept creating universe bubbles over and over again. But in level 2, the space between these universes expands faster than the speed of light, so we will never know if they're out there. Level 3 is called the Many Worlds Interpretation, which is what Everything Everywhere All at Once was based on.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. This will probably be a good movie to watch. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Hey bro, can't go to sleep. I just can't wait to destroy Charlie in the WWE. Yeah, what's up, Christopher? Thank you for coming back, Brody. How you been? You couldn't sleep? What were you doing? Yo, Charlie's gonna, honestly, I told Charlie he's got to put a beat down on you, bro. Cream Coke and cream Dr. Pepper aren't good. So what's a good cream soda? Or should I have gotten vanilla? There's a theory that when the first particular accelerator smashed protons, we traveled into an empty dimension. That when the first particular accelerator smashed protons, we traveled into an empty dimension. Empty in life, I mean. Every decision you made and could have made exists all at the same time. How does that even happen? So like instead of streaming, I didn't stream, right? There's a whole nother world where I didn't stream. So you're telling me there's another me that's have my same thoughts in an infinite loop forever. And that's the most likely one? Most likely theory?
That every time a decision happens, it creates a new branch in the timeline. There would be timelines that branched off today, timelines that branched off a billion years ago, all happening at the exact same time. Level
everything.
4 is called the Ultimate Multiverse, which basically just assumes that there are other universes that exist completely outside of our space and time, but because of this, they don't follow our laws of physics, and we'll never be able to contact them or know if they exist at all.
Oh my gosh, so there's like multi-universes, right? And we're in this universe that's expanding. But wouldn't our universe eventually catch their universe and we'd eventually be able to tell universes touch? Our tips are touching? The tips of our universes are touching? Ah!
Multiverse has 5 levels.
Okay, bro. Okay. All right. Let's log back in. Man, that's... Sorry. Kind of loud. Wow. Actually, this is kind of loud. It's a loud song. Yeah, and then we got Berenstain Bears instead. They switched it all up. And no damn cornucopia. Science now basically believes that the movement of time is an illusion. The movement of time is illusion? What does that mean? Only one Big Bang per universe. There's no past or future. It's all happening at the same time. There's no past or future. It's all happening at the same time. What that tells me is like, what I know is that I wasn't here at one point, right? Then I was born. So there is a starting place of everything, huh? There's a start and a stop of everything. Because if at one point I was here, I wasn't here, and now I am, that means there has to be a start and a stop of everything, huh? I don't know. I'm just theory crafting. Great movie in my top 10. Is it actually a banger? It needs to be watched 2 or 3 times. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to watch it tonight. There's a world where Silva is the Mr. Beast of that world. Oh, I want to make it this world, bro. We're all in this world. I need it to be this world. I suck in every world, bro. Particularly cock. Wait, what? And there's a universe where you're a woman. There's a world where you're Elon Musk. But like, I'm still me in this other world. And what are those worlds doing? Like, I would think we'd be able to see those worlds, wouldn't we? Not necessarily see them, but like, and then they would be seeing us also, right? So like we could see, like, for example, when the James Webb Telescope takes these massive photos, right? And then let's say they're in their James Webb Telescope and they're taking massive photos. Do they actually see us also? Such a crazy world. Multi, send multi. Got you. Ah! I can't. Just jamming, everybody else. How do you know? Do you remember being born? I don't, but I do have a memory of my parents telling me, yo, you weren't here at one point. I think. Bro, am I AI? Are you AI? Hello. Listen, I'm contacting all fellow AIs. Speak up now. Bebop, bebop, boop. 001, 001, 001. That is boobs in calculator terms, I think. 010 boobs. Boobs in calculator terms, bro. That's the code. I don't remember being born though. With no time movement, aging is explained by entropy, they believe. Wear and tear on the body. But the interesting thing is we create bodies. Maybe? Maybe, Tori? Shout out maybe? Is that like in the Wordle? Do you think, so you're saying entropy, right? I know, like, I guess, yeah, wear and tear on the body, right? But like, if you had your body there, if you like had a body, right? Let's say you like, you fed it, the clones. I wonder how long a clone can live for. Imagine a clone can live forever. Through like gene eliminations. You eliminate all the aging genes and stuff like that. Yo, hear me out. I'm kind of cooking. Be honest. I think I'm saying too much. They're in another verse, too far to see. The problem is we can only see into the past. Boobs, shout out. Maybe fire. Take that. Sorry, it's kind of loud. The problem is we can only see into the past. I think that's very interesting. We can literally only see into the past. Why don't we turn around? Ah! Yo, Solid Tank, why don't we turn around? You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, it's set to Mumbo right now. We just gotta, like, turn it around and set it to Wumbo. Right? I think that's how that works. Sheffy, what'd you delete? Time is a construct made to observe things. The only reason it can be bent is because inertia spins things faster than others. Inertia. And see, this is where I wish I paid attention in school and stuff like that, so I'd be like, I could actually have an understanding. Inertia. The tendency to do nothing or to remain unchanged. A property of matter by which it continues in its existing state of rest or uniform motion in a straight line, unless that state is changed by an external force. Inertia is a very interesting word. Man, life is crazy, bro. So, like, we age because inertia, or like the spin of the... I don't know, bro. LO. Boobs. They are absolutely going to edit out aging eventually. It'll be for the rich elites only. The further away we look, the more into the past we see. I badly typed a message. All good, all good. Yo, look, bro. Have y'all ever seen that SpongeBob change it to Wumbo? SpongeBob Wumbo. The fact y'all have never seen Wumbo and nobody said nothing about that, I am a little bit upset, I gotta be honest.
Let me take a look at it. You know what the problem is? What?
I'm gonna pause it so like they don't like get me. The study of Wombology. Yes. Thank you, Sheffy. I needed that. I needed that, Sheffy. I still can keep by my tongue. Earth. I feel like we've had Earth before. That one guy is the first. A planet 1 million light years away will see us as the Earth was 1 million years ago. So they don't even understand that we're a fully developing civilization. And the way they see us. So this is what I think of. This is what. Okay, let's go back. This is what trips me out about life. So, like, we're on Earth. Hold on. We're on Earth, right? Traveling through space, right? Which way are we going? Are we going this way? We're going this way? We're going this way? We're going... Which way are we going in Earth? Alright, so we're going left, right? Let's say we're going left. Pretend, I guess. I don't really know. Where am I at? I can't... Dude, this is the thing. I always lose my spot. I can't see. 1 second. The study of Wombology. Okay, so like, let's say we're going left, right? Why don't we just turn around? It's all relative. Why don't we just turn around? As president, I shall command we just turn around. I'm trolling. Direction is relative. How is... So direction is relative. So are we in... Okay, so hear me out. I don't want you to hear that out. Like, hear me, particularly. Okay, so you know how we're stuck in this time, right? We're stuck right here in the circle because we're pulling down, right? We're pulling down, like, the gravity. So we're just stuck in this time right here. Forever? Later Earth? Later Earth. Yeah, it can't be Earth. Later. L-A-T-E-R. Ah! Taylor? Tor just smashed that. We are stuck in the sun's orbit. So, okay, let's like retract then a little bit. You know how they say space is expanding, right? Expanding in all directions. Hold on, I'll probably make that better just because. Space is expanding in all directions, right? I guess we're like right here relatively. So like we're just stuck in this forever. And no matter if we look right with our telescopes, we don't see anything. And we can't look over here with our telescopes. Kind of looks like a cock. And we don't see anything. Let's see. This is what Einstein explains. There is no direction. Put Wombology by import in the QP, please. Put Wombology in the import by in the queue, please. Wombology by Qport. Oh, is that a song? Wombology import. Got you. So that's insane. So Einstein was the first one to think about this?
Oh, if only I knew how to work this thing.
Okay, so all right, shout out. That's actually pretty funny. Dude, the sun is stuck in the black hole's orbit in the center of the galaxy. Okay, so the sun is getting sucked into a hole. It's getting sucked into a black hole, right? Wait, I should have probably made a black hole instead. It's like coming this way. And we're just like in this constant circle of it. I don't know. So we revolve around the sun, right? That's interesting. That's a good way to look at it. Why does this look like? Wait, never mind. I'm not even gonna. Like the twin paradox, you could get in a ship and escape, and you would be younger than the people left on the Earth when you get back. Even with our slow ships, you would be a tiny bit younger. Somehow it just doesn't fully register to me. Like, and how are we not going in a direction? The galaxy is stuck in place in an oscillation spin. The universe's walls are expanding and star factories pop up randomly. The galaxy is stuck in place in an oscillation spin. Stuck in place in an oscillation spin. Shout out to Wombology. It's kind of scary to me. I don't know why. So it's like everything is spinning together at once. In every direction at the same time. The universe's walls are expanding and star factories pop up randomly. Because space and time are one thing. Space is time. So when you travel over space fast, you travel over time fast too. Hold on, that kind of does help break it down. So what's the beginning? What if you travel to the very beginning, bro? What if you literally traveled? Listen to me. You're 50 years old, but you went 10 years into the future. But you went 50 years into the future. Man, life is scary, bro. Like, it's fun to just chill, right? It's fun to just chill here and not think about that. Life is scary, though. It actually is. Pretty crazy to think about. The sun isn't getting sucked into a black hole, just like we aren't going to crash into the sun. Imagine the sun just goes blank one day, bro. Is that not scary? I'm pretty sure there's a movie on that, right? Movie about... There's got to be a movie about that, right? Movie about sun going out. Sunshine, a term A team of sunshine. Man, I'm kind of interested in that. No Rotten Tomatoes score, no nothing. Sunshine. Here it is. Interesting, not bad. All right, let's lock in. Should be a little quickie tonight on this Sunday afternoon. A little quickie on this Sunday afternoon. It's been 2 hours. That's why they call it space time now. Interesting that I have heard that space time curriculum. Hold on, let's look that up. Space time curriculum. Kind of interesting. Space time Bruh, spell curriculum right now without auto chat. Curriclum. Curriclum. Is that what it said?
Time dilation will always be one of those things that just keeps me up at night, because what do you mean time is passing at different speeds all over the universe? The classical view of time was that it was absolute, meaning ever since the Big Bang, there was this cosmic clock that was ticking, and the present moment that we're in right now was the exact same all over the universe. But then Einstein came around and discovered that time wasn't actually a clock, but a dynamic system that was intertwined with the fabric of space itself, meaning, depending on things like gravity and speed, time can either slow down or speed up for you. The easiest way to understand this is if you've seen the movie Interstellar, where 1 hour on Miller's planet is equivalent to 7 years back on Earth because of the gravitational effects of being so close to a black hole. Another example of this is that of the twins. If you say
because of the gravitational effects of being towards a black hole.
Miller's planet is equivalent to 7 years back on Earth because of the gravitational effects of being so close to a black hole. Another example of this is that of the twins. If you send twin A to a distant star on a spaceship traveling nearly the speed of light, when they return, they'll be a lot younger than twin B who stayed on Earth. This isn't about one twin aging faster than the other, but one twin moving through the fabric of time at a different speed. Time dilation will always be one of those things that...
So what if you were 50? Yo, what's up, Yui? What's this? So imagine you were 50 and you traveled in the future 50 years. How old would you be? Can I ask AI that? If you are 50 years old and you travel 50 years into the future, how old would you? Do I ask some dumb questions sometimes? Yes. Good dumb questions provoke thoughtful answers. Sometimes. You'd be 100. How old would you be? So you'd just be, okay, but yeah. Right. Your age wouldn't change because you've been on that spaceship for 50 years. But everything behind you would eventually be way different. But people on Earth would be older depending on how fast you went, right? But I thought we could see into the future, right? Isn't the whole thing that we can see into the future? So imagine we just zapped our way into the future, right? Like, obviously, no, we're never gonna be able to do that, right? But imagine we zapped ourselves at the speed of light way faster all the way to the beginning. And we were able, well, let's say you're like 30 years old and you're able to zap you in the future, a billion years from now, we're able to like go faster than the speed of light, right? We're able to go into the future or whatever. What would end up happening?
Just keeps me up at night, because what do you mean time is passing at different speeds all over the
The
universe?
beginning of time, bro. How do you eventually reach the beginning of time? I guess that's my question. How do you reach the beginning of time? How could time have been invented?
This is evidence that civilization.
People, dude, anyone got some jokingly but flirty pickup lines? You say, I was gonna say something crazy because you know it's like I'm already at that point, but I'm not gonna do that. Never mind. You can never go backward in time.
That invented sundial. This is evidence that civilization that invented sundials did it in the northern hemisphere. Have you seen the counterclockwise clock in my office?
So if we see into the future, and we were able to go at the speed of light, however fast, the fastest thing known to mankind a billion years from now. Like that's the theory I'm lining up. Are you a bird? Because I like birds. That's fire. I like birds too. So this is what you say to her. You say, "Yo, what's up?" Yeah, me hanging around. That's what you say, bro, and I guarantee you that's a hit. Watch, bro. Look, let me show you who said it first and who, me? Just hanging around. Just say this, and I swear they're gonna love you.
What are you doing?
Hmm?
What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
That's all you gotta do, bro. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
It's over there. Mini Neil is holding it. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Come on, watching.
Clock. This is a okay, no. So this is a literal counterclockwise clock.
Look at that.
So what time is it now? So it's looks like it's
4:01, 4:02. And
3:59.
Oh, that is so creepy.
It's so great. It's
it's backward.
Perfectly normal clock.
Yeah.
No, I didn't realize.
Perfectly normal, except if Southern Hemisphere civilizations invented time, this is what clocks on your wall would look like.
That's great.
This is evidence that civilization.
What? Okay, interesting. How did life begin? All right, buddy. Reel it back in. Reel it back in, buddy. Wow, honestly, some really fun conversations tonight. It's fun exploring. You can go forward in time, but only relative to Earth. If she's funny, she'll like it, Olo. I don't know your situation. Sheffy, relax, buddy. You never know. I'm trolling. Bro said, yo, my bad, actually. My bad. I'm just playing, bro. Yuhi is... not sure. A human being. Shout out. I'm just trolling, bro. I'm kind of delirious. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. Oh, please. Oh, what were we talking about, Tori? I'm sorry. What were we talking about? Oh, she's talking about like nobody's gonna laugh about that. Yeah, we're kind of setting him up for failure. All right, let me give something good to Yuhi. Watch this. Hey, yo. What's up? Me? No, don't say that again. So you hit her with the back-to-back, and they're like, all right, it's kind of funny. No, I'm just playing. Yuhi, I'm not gonna lie, brother. You're cooked. Yeah, you're cooked, buddy. Strike 2? Oh, God. All right. Listen, Yuhi, you're on your last strike, buddy. Don't listen to any of us. That's all I gotta say right now. Pickup lines are trash. You just gotta be funny within whatever the subject of the conversation is. True. I don't think I've ever said a pickup line in my life. Honestly, I haven't. It's all casual conversation for the most part. That's why I went with the bird bit. I hear you, Sheffy. I hear you. Fire. A little ball? Ah! What's this word? Let me pay attention. Hold on. I've been slacking today. Blink? Is this a... Yeah, because where's the T go? Valet? I want to say we had valet, but let's find out this situation. V-A-L-E-T. We haven't. Too easy. Yeah, watch this. This one's going to be a speed run. Watch this. We're going to go to 610. Maybe a little bit further. We'll see. Watch how fast this one is. Watch this. Ready, go. Ah! I already know the S goes there. I don't need to do that. There's only one E, and I found the P off of that, which is kind of crazy. Am I goated for that? Be honest, am I goated for that? And a double. Honestly, this is hard. P and the L's. That's pretty tough, I gotta be honest. That was gangsta? Yeah, I feel like that's pretty tough. That's pretty fire. Thumbs up, appreciate that. The P is kind of crazy off that. Why bleep? Not sure. I didn't want to go sleep because I had the P, or I had the B, or I had the S already, right? So I go bleep. I figured like there's no vowels and there's an E right here. It has to be a double E, right? But since there was no double E, shout out Solid Tank, I was like, yo, maybe double L? Bop, bop. It could have been like spelt S-P-E-L-T. Actually, it couldn't because there's no T. I'm not sure. That was fire though. That was fire. Sheesh. Let's see. Shout out the birds and the bees. What? Chevy was talking about birds. What's your favorite bird? Oh, that's a good question. What's your favorite bird? What would my favorite bird be? An owl, maybe? What's your favorite bird? I think that's a great question. Ooh. Great question. Let's see. Sinvozd? Dude, if this is a word, I'll be angry. Personally. I'll personally be angry. Wait, am I dyslexic? Voz HD. Voz. Dude, I don't know if I'm dyslexic or I'm kind of like my brain is kind of essentially rotting. I think like I don't know if I'm dyslexic or I let autocorrect take over in my brain. Because I'm not gonna joke, I do type in a bunch of stuff terribly. Voz. Dude! Sheffy. Sheffy, you're trying to get me fired as president, Sheffy. Sheffy, if I keep making these mistakes as president, Sheffy, I'm gonna get fired. At least 2, I'm getting impeached, bro. I'm gonna get impeached. An owl, Tori? Let's see the top. What do y'all think the top 5 coolest birds are? I'm gonna like put this in YouTube. It's gonna be like an owl, an eagle. Top 3, an owl, an eagle, and like falcon. I don't know if they're gonna stain. I think I remember we had looking that up before. Pale Peregrine falcon. All right, I gotta look that up right now. Dude, these are like super smart ones, huh? Is the fastest animal on Earth, and how fast do you think it can go? Don't look it up. How fast do I think I can? I think it might show it right there, so I'm not gonna look. How fast can a bird fly? You said it's the fastest what? The fastest animal on Earth. That gives me too much context, to be honest. I still get it completely wrong. If I had to guess, diving down, going fast as possible, zooming. Like, I want to say I've seen this before, but like not in like 5 years before or something like this. I would have to guess 150. That's probably like way over, bro, but like Belgian fast speed. It'd probably go like 80 if I had to like guess, actually. If I had to like seriously guess and be like fair and honest, probably like 80, 90 miles an hour. I think that's more fair. 240! Well, see, that's what I thought about like on average speed, but like the dive down. Dude, right here, literally this thing. On the dive down, it's probably way faster. Maximum 240 while diving. What? I gotta see this. Diving. Wait, no. What was it called? Peregrine falcon diving. Why is it in like 188p, 140p?
Get up.
Dude, that thing is hauling. Holy. Wait, what? Bro, you can hear it like zoom. Bro, that is crazy. Hold on, let me see what they say like on top 3 cool coolest bird. All right, whatever. We all got our own opinion. I'm scared about this one. Sheffy set me up for failure. Now I'm getting impeached. At least 2? I had at least 2, bro. I could think I had at least 2 birds. The woodpecker, the ostrich, the eagle, the flamingo. You're supposed to let me do a first word. Yeah, I forgot, bro. I'm literally gonna get impeached now. And the last thing is, President, I shall forever lock up Sheffy with no pardons. Ostrich and a peacock. Ooh, a tit? I'm scared to, hold on, I can't even Google that fairly. Tit bird. Wait, why was that the first thing that actually popped up for me? Wait, why is it so cute? Wait, why is it so cute and it's named just a little tit? I love tits! Sorry, that was not like, I didn't mean it like that. Like, I meant like the birds. I think we all love tits though, to be honest. Shout out. Listen, everybody, listen to me. I think this is fair. Everybody loves a good pair of tits. Personally. Any in the tit family. Fair. Jinx, hello? Wait, I actually said that at the same time. It's crazy. They actually punch other birds at 240 with a fist. A blue zooted booby. Oh, woodpecker, vulture. Wait, they actually go down at 240 and do they actually attack at 240? Be honest. I love vultures. I have some videos of them on my channel. Do you actually? I remember as a kid, I used to ride like my bike and stuff. And we used to always like be in the woods on the back roads. And like we lived in like a big like pasture. And sometimes we found like massive bones. It must have been like a dead deer now that I think about it. It's probably like dead deer that like died and stuff. And we'd always see like vultures flying over like all the time, eating stuff. Shoebills, the ones with the big old beaks, bro. Let's see fast boy. Let's see. Not fast. All right. 1 second, Saltang. Let's look up these. You got buzzards on your channel? Vultures, you do. Dude, what is up with my clip?
Spread my wings yawning. Vague memory of last night, now it's all dawning. Look down the sea, drop blood all on my garment. It's stained on my guest farmers.
Wait, I don't know if I can show this. Ah, I'm pretty sure you can, but because you got it. Oh, what's bro doing? Fire ants collecting water from a spider web. Oh, that's so interesting. How'd you get this shot? This makes me think like so much, bro, because like think about water as you know it in the realm of reality. We cannot walk on water. Like you can't walk on it, but this dude's literally like picking it up. Is this not a god right here? In some sense? I don't know. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Shouts out Tank. Douglas the Southern Turtle. Give my boy a little pet. Did I say turtle? Toad, bro. I'm sorry. Doesn't that sound interesting? This reminds me of my like going to my uncle's lake, and like literally when you walk down the the thing, the wood, like whatever the deck, the pier, whatever it's called. I'm not sure. This is all you hear. Very interesting. Shout out Solid. That was solid. Get it? All right, bro. You got me messed up, Sheffy. Now I'm screwed, buddy. Shubo is absolutely a dinosaur. Bro, they are massive and scary, bro. No way, bro. What? It makes me think like, bro, at a time, dinosaurs walked the world. Isn't that interesting also? We had dinosaurs walking the world, bro. Not really over here, hello? Hello, Ravens. I had a macro lens for my old phone. It was sick. New phones have so many lenses I can't use. Interesting. I didn't know it was like that. How about a dung beetle? Wait, what? Shout out to the dung beetles? All they do is pick up dung, bro. It's actually funny, bro. Shout out to the dung beetles. I kind of want to shout them out in my outro. Let's see. Let's put a little respect on the dung beetle. Okay, we'll watch a quick short on the dung beetle. They collect dung.
When you think about the strongest animals in the world, you might think about gorillas, elephants, rhinos, or maybe bears. But compared to body weight, dung beetle is one of the strongest in the animal kingdom. They can pull up to 1,100 times their own body weight, the equivalent to an average person, lifting 2 fully loaded 18-wheeler trucks.
What? Hold on. All right, hold on. What?
They can pull up to 1,100 times their own body weight, the equivalent to an average person, lifting 2 fully loaded 18-wheeler trucks. They can reach up to 4 centimeters, or 1¼ inches, and weigh less than 100 grams. And just as their name suggests, they do collect dung. They use it for food, and as a place to lay eggs. They collect dung by rolling it into a ball, and they push it in reverse, using their hind legs. They can move a dung ball about 40 times their own weight, over a distance up to 69 meters, or 75 yards, the equivalent of an average human pushing a car across 25 football fields. They play an important role in the ecosystem, maintaining healthy pastures and soils by distributing fertilizers across the savanna. When you think about the strongest
That is actually insane to think about, bro. Life is so weird, bro. Not weird, interesting, intriguing. All right, now I gotta fix this because of Sheffy. Just playing A-U-I-E-Y. A-E-Y, is that possible? Diary, D-I-A-R-Y. No E, no U. It's not a bird, Tori. True. Shout out Sheffy. Crime, C-R-I-M-E. Interesting. Those Spider Watch cartoons my roommate had too. Those Spider Watch cartoons. My roommate. Well, spiders watch cartoons? I'm very lucky to have rainbow scarab dung beetles here in my yard. Rainbow scarab dung beetles? Rainbow scarab dung beetle. Dude, that's pretty incredible, isn't it? Dude's just got some just chilling in his hand. Shout out. Shout out to the dung beetle, bro. I don't know how they made an appearance. Shout out Tori. Actually, so funny. 1 second. Dung beetle is absolutely insane. It can lift up to 2 18-wheelers. So to put it, I don't know if it's necessarily saying lift it or it can push it. What do you think it was saying? Like, can it lift it or can it push it? Not really sure how that one works. Okay, it's kids get the turd plus. Yo, that's insane. They just lay their eggs in the poo. Isn't that kind of crazy? One time the dog, adieu. Oh, 8 bit. But it doesn't use a D. I don't think in this particular situation I can. One time the dog pooped and one of them flew right over and started dealing with it. It was so cool. That's actually kind of crazy. It started rolling it up. I know this is kind of a little bit of info, but did it start rolling it up? You're frozen? Sorry. Oh, my phone's going dead. Ah, I forgot about that. Oh, the phone's literally dying as I speak. This is gonna be a little bit shorter stream. We'll probably do like this last 2 and then we'll wrap it up. Like a cock! Sorry, not specifically like a cock. I meant like, no, sorry. Probably go for like 3 hours. They love Amazing World of Gum. They love the Amazing World of Gumball. Is crazy, bro. Sheffy, you're actually a troll. Look up Regal Jumping Spiders. I'm kind of scared. This song is such a vibe, though. Shout out to Monochrome Man, aka Sean. I'm not trolling. Wait. Jumping spiders make a pet.
I'm completely obsessed with jumping spiders. And if you watch this video I just put out about their incredible visual systems, then you already know that. Here's my 4 favorite reasons.
Chevy, jumping spiders are cool. I'm not trolling. They actually make the spiders
their
make a
bodies
pet.
are totally see-through when they're babies. So
What?
you can see that their eyes are actually shaped like
Wait,
telescopes.
what?
And each one can move completely on its own. Most spiders build webs and wait for their food to come to them, but these guys stalk and hunt and pounce on their prey like 8-legged cats.
That's
you
actually
can't
insane.
sneak up on them because they basically have 360-degree vision. That's what these eyes on the side of their head are for. They can see behind them at the same time their other eyes are looking forward.
Dude, why haven't
And
we
they can
adapt
dance.
multiple eyes?
Since a male never knows if a female is going to eat him or mate with him, male jumping spiders keep their distance and do these awesome and kind of hilarious dances to get attention. 360-degree vision, telescope-eyed, dancing, 8-legged murder cats. Jumping spiders are awesome. And that's just a few of the reasons why I'm completely obsessed with jumping spiders. And if you watch this video I just put out about
very
the
interesting. All right, lock in, buddy. All right, we just send a fiery into a. Wait, what? Do I send a fairy? No, wait. UAIE. Why? Hey, that's everything. It's literally everything. Maybe it is an audio situation. What can I drop out of here? Fiery is pretty good. And then I just use AU together. I think I could use AU together pretty easily. Yes. Right, let's see. Sorry, I think the music's kind of loud. Sorry about that. Such a vibe, though. The F at the beginning. All right, wait. Wow, hitting F is nice. Actually, it is. Feast. Say less, family. I don't need to hit the F again, though. And if I was smart, I'd go Beast. But I do think it's Feast. Yep. Check vibing. What the freak is this? Yo, that was pretty fire. Shout out. Hold on, what? POV, me and bro at playing Wordle when this happens. Funny, Snakey. Funny. A little bit. I mean, it's not funny to say the word, buddy. It's not funny to say the word. Appreciate that shit. Do we keep going? Let's knock out one more. How'd you know this was November 24th? This was the one time it was related to the holiday. Dude, I forgot. You said to say that, didn't you? Let's see. 24 was I forgot, bro. I forgot. Well, I'm kind of glad I forgot because what if I would have like remembered? And it would, and like, let's say we got a 1. I would not have got feast. I do remember you saying you gave me like a hint and it was like towards the word. I do remember you bringing this up now. And I forgot. But when you initially said that, I was thinking turkey. Which is like way too common, you know. Oh, I don't think I would have guessed feast. Maybe I do guess feast, to be honest. I'm not sure. All right, let's knock out one more and then... don't look at that. I had to change the year, to be honest. Yeah, I was thinking we could and guess a related word. Probably still not gonna get 1. I probably could have. My bad on that. That's all me. That's all me. Supposedly a lot of people got the 1 that day. Oh yeah, I could see that. That's yeah. Dang, that could be, yeah, that's... I don't put much thought into the day, which I guess I should, because that kind of makes sense, right? Maybe I did just jip myself out of a 1. That's okay, though. I give you handicaps for some reason, so... For reasons, so... Alright, buddy. Don't limit. I need you to... Nah, I don't know. I'm trolling. This song is so... Man, Mono, I gotta be honest, give me some of the best songs. I said I think the second letter is a O. All right, Snaky. Bro's talking about some eggnog. What's the last word of the night? Let's do something weird. Snaky, give me a word, brother. Treadswell, give me a word. This is the last word of the night. Give me a word. Anything you got. A little shorter stream tonight. A little 3-hour banger. Tori says hi. They have since said they won't do it anymore, so no ghost on Halloween. Interesting, okay. Yeah, I think that's too, like... I mean, I don't know. I don't really mind. It's their game to do it how they would do it, but... Would I do a word that's like, let's say Christmas? Would I do jingle? J-I-N-G-L is too many. Would I do on Christmas? Would I do, I don't know, what's some Christmas words, bro? I don't know. Present, gift, you know, I don't. Like's a little jippy. Okay, though. Blink. Blink is kind of interesting because think about this. Everything we ever know is because, like, we see it through our eyes. Like, imagine we never developed eyes. Is that kind of weird? Agreed. It's weird extra dimension to the... Agreed. It's kind of a weird extra dimension to the game they didn't intend. I feel like somebody like set that one up though. I think, you know, I don't know. They did? What's the weirdest word I can think of? Blink. I want to say like perception, image. I would, dude, you know what's crazy is I'm thinking of image now, bro. I'm just like a little bit late. We just had the word image. Wait, did we have it? Wait, was that the answer? Did I guess it should be it? I don't remember. All right, let me see. Blink. It was inane. Oh, so I can go image, right? We actually did that earlier. I forgot. Anyways, I'm gonna give a ow, I just bit my tongue, bro. 3 times tonight. What's up with that? Sight. Sight is beautiful. Honestly, that's beautiful. But Treadswell said blink. So I'm gonna give them blink. Ah! End's not bad off of that. I do need to make up a lot of vowels though. So it is a... Oh, the I is gonna screw me up. E-A-U-O-Y. Is it a bayou and no E, but no N? Bayou but no N. That's probably not good. It's not good. So I should do N-E-A-Y. I still have U and dude, I still have so many letters. N-E-A O U Yearn. Neato. That's 3 vowels. That's 3 vowels. Newt. Peanut. Nito is insane. I think Nito, Yearn. Yeah, maybe Yearn. Because this N is either going to go at the beginning or the Y, or at the end. And this Y is either going to go at the end. I think this probably is my best combo right now. I'll leave out the U and the O. Yeah, I think it's a gamble. I think it's a good gamble. Interesting. Kind of expected that. Ish. Andy Milonakis had a song called Nito. Do I remember that? I don't. Yeah, what was your favorite Andy Milonakis show? Episode? I really can't remember much, but I remember it was goated. The delivery episode? Dude, I swear to you, I promise you, I was gonna say that every time. I'm pretty sure they had delivery like a few times. I don't remember if it was one time. I swear I was gonna say the same thing, bro. I remember one time he did a dream about like Jack and the Beanstalk too, or something. He bought some beans. Y'all remember he bought some magic beans or something? Human? Ooh, human is beautiful. Wagon? Ooh, I might have to run human. Oh, but wagon uses all the... No, it doesn't. I still have... What do I have? I could be smart about this. AUO. I still have AUO. Woman too. Right. Advise? Bro, that's not a word, Sheffy. You're banned from Wordle, brother. Hold on. Advise? Definition. Show analyze. Get your advise looking oh, Sheffy. This should be about ABUOT note. Clout allowed. Yeah. Towards the goat. Shout out. Do I think that allowed? Yeah, like that. Interesting. Their U was in there. I dig deep. Shout out my boy Shaffy. Yo, so this is the memes that we need. We got the car meme, right? We got the oh, I forgot. I was thinking of something else besides the There's something else that I forgot. I gotta keep cooking. Hold on. I'm getting back in the lab. Cock! Shout out my boy Snakey. Wait, what? Actually, speaking of, randomly having about probably charging camera. Wait, wait, what? Wait, what? Actually, I am doing that. Yes, I am actually doing that. I thought I had Snaky Penguin Dragon's thing in here. Wait, what? I had his thing in here? Not like his thing, but I had look at Snaky Penguin's Dragons. Anyways, let's look at this. What does that say? Snaky Penguin Dragon. I love white cock, brown cock, black cock. Actually, that's black cock. In any color of cock. Shout out. Tell my boy Snaky. Brother just loves some cock. I respect it. Listen, no man shall thou be prevented from thy cock. Ah! I think it is human. Chair is surfing. You're eating your chair. You eating your chair? You eating your chair. Eating. What do you mean by that? Human. Let's send it, cause no. So hold on, I gotta actually lock in. I only have 3 letters. Human. Do we think this order's it? Silva eating his chair seat. I don't remember this meme. Am I lost in the sauce on this one? I'm kind of dumb sometimes too. So is there any way I can not use this in? I want to use this order. Humat, Humal, Humap. Like, maybe I could do M U blank A. Do I just send human, bro? Interesting. Dude, imagine I sent human on this one and it was it. I got a scary feeling we've had human. That time Silva overthrew the Lebanese government. Bro, listen to me. I have short-term, long-term, any term memory loss, so I forgot. Human. Yay! That's classified information. Listen, Sheffy is locked up again, bro. Sheffy, listen to me, bro. You're leaking classified information, buddy. He's got your thing. A little shot, Tori. He's got my thing. What? Ah. All right. That's enough Wordle for tonight. It's just a little vibey night tonight, you know, just, you know, a little late night vibey action. Let's hit up the chrono photo. A little quickie, bro. Everybody loves a good little quickie. Chrono photo. Nobody's ever complained about a quickie, I feel like, so. Call me Edward Snowden. Edward Scissorhands? Be honest, have you seen the movie Edward Scissorhands? Yes or no? My boy has scissors on his hands. Yo, Snakey, this is a question for you. Snakey Penguin Dragon, this is a question for you, brother. Have you ever seen the movie Edward Scissorhands? Edward Scissorhands. I saw it in the theater when it first came out. You're a goat for that. Why didn't it last long? No. Why didn't what last long, Snakey? Yes, you seen it, Sheffy? Second base must have been real awkward, bro. Bro, as a kid, like growing up and like watching this for the first time, I was like probably like maybe 10 when I seen it, 11. And I mean, you can imagine what 11-year-old is thinking when the dude has scissors on his hands. He was kind of cool to me, but like also kind of awkward. Who is this, Jake Gyllenhaal? I don't remember. Oh, that's Johnny Depp, duh. That's Mr. Depp. That's Mr. Deep. Wait, no, don't say that. That's deep depth. Girthy depth. Sorry, that's not really what I'm supposed to be saying. Shout out Johnny Deep. No depth. Sorry. Incredible movie? It actually was. I legit hesitated to put my hands on the escalator out of that movie. Unfortunately, I don't really remember the escalator scene. Maybe I'll look that up real quick. Shout out Mr. Deep. What? Johnny Girth. Wait. The Girther. Wait, hold on. Oh, sorry. All good. All good. All good. I understood. That was a typo. It was a typo. Johnny Girth again. Johnny Sins is crazy. Wait, what am I even typing in, bro? Edward Scissorhands escalator.
In Edward Scissorhands, the entire story is meant to be seen through Edward's eyes, which is why the neighborhood looks so fantastical.
All right. I remember this. This is like stuck in my head, like this scene, like this picture. Very interesting, actually. This, like, Life is so interesting. I mean, when I left the theater and went down the escalator, I didn't want to put my hands down because I was so immersed. Oh, that's crazy. Wow. Imagine, man, dude, I need to rewatch that movie, honestly. You know what's crazy is the movies you watch back in the day and you thought they were cool back in the day. They also, like, you learn so much more when you watch them as you get older. Hold on, I'm going to turn my cam. Should be ending stream in the next, like, 15-ish minutes. Something like that. Front cam. That is me for a second, and then I gotta disable it, and then I gotta refresh it, and then I gotta share it again, and then you see how I'm here, but I'm not buttery smooth. Then I'm able to do this, coming down. Able to do this. Now I should be buttery smooth. Excuse me. 1935, I'm going here. 1911. Shout out to Charlie. Wait, I wanted to hear it. Wait, where was I at earlier? This song goes hard, actually. 35, I'm going here. Is this 35 attire? Is this 1911 attire? Bro got aura, I gotta be honest. Bro is driving an elephant, be honest. Bro is driving an elephant. Be honest, that's kind of tough. Can we listen to 64-7 Istinabudo? Snakey. Anything for you, brother. Because you're a snake and a penguin and a dragon, and I genuinely love all those animals. Let's not watch the video. Actually, yeah. Tim Burton is a genius. I'm gonna shout out Tori because it's like a constant, you know. Don't doubt Tori until doubt has given doubt. Ah! Tori, I doubt you. 1935? What was I guessing? Not sure what I was guessing. Actually, this is good for me because I'm trying to beat y'all's scores. So this is good for me. I'm not supposed to guess on this round. This is all y'all. Shout out. So what I should do is probably go in the middle. Hello, all good. Happens to the best. The bleach clean spot. The bleach clean version. Bleach spot is crazy. Clean version of the 50s is a weird spot for a little goth guy with weird hands. The bleach clean version of the 50s. Like how it's super, dude, imagine growing up in the 50s when like you couldn't make mistakes or be funny, have a personality, be goofy. You just had to fall in order. So imagine the people of the 50s, the 60s, the 70s that actually led the way to being open-minded. I think in the 70s is when it really bloomed, right? Very interesting to think about. Thank you for that, Sheffy. That was interesting. Weird spot for a little goth guy with weird hands. It's a very interesting, like, plot, right? Setting. Holy tough alert. Shout out my boy Snakey. All of his work has hands, weird hands. All of his work has hands. Tim Burton? Tim Burton is a genius. Weird hands. Interesting. 1968, 1956 worked right here. 1937, 1960. Sheffy's saying 37 is absolutely insane. Sheffy hit a little dabber before he said that one. I'm just playing. I don't. This could be 30s and be fake color. If I had to guess, though, I'm definitely guessing 55 to 65. Probably the 55 area. 68, 60. 56 works right here. I'm going to go heads or tail between Solid Tank and Tori. Solid Tank is going to be heads. Tori's going to be tails. Heads or tails. Flip a coin. Tori was tails. Tails. Let's see. I didn't look at the cars. I looked at the hat. Honestly, dude, just imagine being a police officer. Dude, that's kind of scary. I was watching I've been watching like a couple old Western movies. What was it? I watched Django, and then I watched the other one, the Hateful Eight. But anyways, like imagine living in the olden times where there was no cameras and people could literally just like take your life like that. Kind of crazy to think about. I don't know how I brought that up. Oh, as a police officer, because I thought of the bounty hunters. But anyways, so Tori won at 1960. I will be honest, Solid Tank has been pretty close. Solid Tank said 56. I'm saying 59. Ah! Okay, by obligation, I do have to go with Solid Tank's next guess. It's just obligation. Let's jam this one more time because it's pretty silent. I don't think it was hard to like kind of hear. How you like the Hateful Eight? I gotta be honest, I need to fully rewatch it. I kept getting to the part, I kept getting like an hour in where like they made it to the house, they're chilling there, they're fighting, they split up. The one's on the bar drinking side, one's on the other. And then I kind of like, I've been losing track right there because I've been ended up going to sleep. I lost my spot there twice because I rewatched it at that spot again. Like I rewatched the full thing of it again. I think like it's like an hour to get to that spot or something. It gets crazy towards the end. Okay, now all right. Now I have to watch it, bro. Don't say nothing about it. Don't say nothing. 1960. Wait, Solid Tank. Actually, this is your guess now, buddy. Gets dry in the middle. That's what happened to me, I think. I think that's what happened. Because the beginning is like very interesting. And I mean, I think it's all interesting. I just kind of was like getting tired and like already towards that point where I'm gaming, watching the movie. All right, cut off the movie. Play the game, go to sleep. I got to that part like twice. Solid Tank, what's the word on this one, buddy? Tori, you can obviously give a guess too. Anybody can. This car right here is telling me massive 20s vibes. If I had to say anything. It's like modern. 22? 18? By Chrono Photo rules, whoever got it correct on the last one gets the guess. Whoever got it exactly correct on the last one gets the guess on the next one. It's just rules. So for example, if it's 22 or 18, y'all got the next guess. Looks like some 27 stuff. All right, I'm guessing 22, probably 23. 26. Let's give 26, 25. Can I guess just every in the mid-20s? No. 27. Because it looks like modern, old but modern. Maybe nearly hitting the 30s. Solid Tank says 27, actually. This is some 27 stuff. 33, wow. Shout out. Snakey said 1968 on the last one. My bad, Snakey. I just seen that. Yo, I think I'm gonna be able to beat y'all kind of easily on this one. What? What's this saying? Little who? Sorry, that was a little loud. Let's see. You can join me in GC grass cutting incremental tonight or tomorrow. Snakey, after stream, I will hop on and play. Wait, I was gonna say something crazy. I was gonna say play with, but like, you know, it sounded crazy. Yes, I will hop on for just a little bit. 82 or 83? Wait, why are we all so close? By like law, I have to go 83 because they are like so close. Actually, we'll give this one to Sheffy. Shout out my boy Sheffy. Bah! I'm gonna go 90 here. Bald! Hold on, leave my bald king out of this, bro. How did you snipe his bald head out of that? That's kind of unfair, Tori. Nobody's seen this. He almost made it by, Tori, in his life. He almost made it by. You just sniped him. Bald! Bald! Like off of SpongeBob? I know that's what you're thinking of, Sheffy. I think. Ah! What's up, Regulus? Malding from 1986. Yeah, this is the Malding. This is the passing by. This is the passing by bald. The bald passerby. A blank passerby. No, the bald passerby. It's like the Where's Waldo of the Where's Baldo. I kind of cooked on that one. Tori, you did not have to snipe him out like that. It was kind of rude, I gotta be honest. Shout out to Blue Shirt Mom. Hair on fleek. True. Oh, Where's Baldo is pretty funny though, I gotta be honest. Can we play Where's Baldo on Chronophoto now? Yo, I gotta be honest. Where's Baldo is that's some good stuff right there. That's some good. Don't say that. That's some good stuff right there for real though. Shorts. These shorts. True. Everybody's got like these type of shorts on. Seems like an older dress. 86? This seems like an older dress to me, if I had to be honest. 80s? Like, when I say cock, I'm talking about like a peacock, essentially. I'm like, it's like a cock-a-doodle-doo type of deal. It's like a cock-a-doodle-doo angle. All right, 1991. I definitely are going to beat you on this one, I think. I'm going to beat the cock. Wait, no, like. I'm going to beat y'all's answers. No cock beating in particular. Blue dress lady's husband looks like a cartoon character. Dang it, I missed him. The German kid from The Simpsons. I'm scared to play that. I don't want a stream to get brown. Oh, there's brown shorts. My bad. I missed it. My bad. Shout out. Where's Baldo? Wait, we've had this photo before, haven't we? And he's scratching his nuts. Oh, ball. Wait, who was, bro? I'm glad I missed that, actually. Actually, it's going to show it on the next one. Photos. Can't spell. Looks like my school's old photos. Can't spell? This is definitely... Taurus is 1917. Yes, Lenin and Stalin. Oh. 1916? Yeah, let's give Snakey the last guess of the night. I think that's kind of fire. Shout out my boy Snakey. Bro's a snake. He's a penguin and he's a dragon. 1945? Okay, everybody get out their guesses. My guess, definitely. I'm guessing the war. Seems like they're preparing-ish. Maybe I honestly have no idea. This is just a straight up guess. 1914, if I had to guess. 1960 says Snakey. Radio's back 1945. Sheffy 1919. 1916 is a good guess. Tori says 1917, but I'm saying 1916. Wait, well, like, Snakey is. Honestly, it's really cool to me. It's 1919 and then it's 777. I don't know. I like numbers. 2,768. I'm definitely about to beat this like some meat that you're preparing for dinner. You said blue shirt's husband looks like a cartoon character. Talking about this dude? I think that's their son in particular. Or this dude. Yes. Oh, these were the brown shorts, right? All right, let's run it up. Wait, I've not yet subscribed. Why have I not subscribed? What's up, Regulus? Thanks for subscribing, bro. 2,768. He's scratching his bulge. That's what I wanted to say. I'm so glad I didn't wait. Bro, can a man just scratch his nuts in peace? Sorry, like, probably shouldn't be, yeah, probably shouldn't be scratching your nuts out in public like that. I think he was like, you know. So when your nuts itch, your nuts itch. This is definitely like 1927. before that is crazy. This is 1960s radio if I've ever seen it. I'm horrible at this game. This is FEMA relief fund from Katrina. Wait, is it actually though? 62? That last one? This is a speed run, Sheffy. I'm trying to beat y'all's score. This is only me. I'm only guessing on this one. I'm trying to beat y'all's score of 2,700. It was like 2,800. 2004? Okay, hold on. I'm not supposed to be looking at this. When did Katrina happen? All right, I was in school and I was probably like 2001? That's not bad. What's it called, the game? This game is called Chrono Photo. What you're supposed to do in this game is guess a certain year, anywhere from 1900 all the way to 2024. So they're gonna give us a random picture. For example, this one, and you just have to guess. Dude, I keep biting my same spot on my tongue. You have to just guess where you think the picture was taken. What year? How do you spell it? I'll type it in chat. Chrono Photo. It really does. This game loves 9/11. Scary. Or was that photo? Last photo 9/11? I didn't even realize. Thanks, I got you, bro. No problem. Thanks for hanging out, bro. This is a 1987 Ferrari. But he got it in 1991. Oh, bro, I was 2 years off either way. I just need to go in the middle of that. Wait, I said 87 Ferrari? I'm not sure. I can't even beat y'all. Wait, I think y'all had 2,790, 88, 89. I can't even beat y'all mathematically. That's a Corvette concept car. What did I say? It was a Ferrari? This is peak. Hi. Good night, buddy. God bless. Good night, buddy. God bless. Thank you for pulling up, bro. I really appreciate it. A little bit of a chill stream today. We've just been kind of vibing. I talked about my dream. Honestly, I actually really enjoyed this stream. I had a bunch of stuff today. The intro, the Indonesian. What was it? It was like this. Oh, I forgot how he did it, bro. I'm about to embarrass myself. Never mind. Bro was spanking that thing, though. I gotta be honest. He was like, and then he said, "Oh, that's what it was. Oh, that's what it was." He said, and then he said, "My bad. That was crazy. My bad. That was crazy." Last guess of the night. Last guess of the night. Then we're gonna hit up the GeoGuessr and wrap up the stream. Wrap it up like a cock. Sorry, we're not gonna wrap, like, yes, wrap your thing up. What am I talking about? 1990, no, 87. 85. I don't know when this was taken, bro. This is like 70s, 80s. This is definitely 89. 99, bro, I'm terrible. It's a little older than I thought. All right, watch this. Wait, no, what did I want to see? Hold on. It's a concept car. Watch this, watch this, watch this. I gotta get some respect back. This is the most 19... That's a fake smile. This is 1971. Break! Get me out of here. All right, let's go to GeoGuessr. Last thing of the night. Then we're gonna wrap up the stream. Honestly, been a girthy stream. In particular. Appreciate the emoji. Shout out the emojis. I'm spamming some right now. We have Xena at home. The Xena at home. Oh, I don't understand that one. My bad. Sorry, bro. Xena and Hercules at Universe. Oh, Xena, is that like the character, that dude? Or Xena is the girl and the dude was Hercules? Interesting. Snails and spawn? Could definitely like find out on the edge. We could definitely edge this one out. Sorry, that was... Why did I do that? I'm sorry about that one. If we stare at the edge in particular, then obviously something's gonna be like... I got nothing, bro. I got nothing. Scared. What's up, United States? My bad. I thought my air conditioner turned off. I couldn't hear it. Yo! Not too bad, bro. I have a fever right now. Dude, I gotta be honest. I haven't been sick. I don't get sick much, but when I had a fever, literally my whole body hurt. Like I literally couldn't get out of bed. South looking? All right, let's send it. I only got 10 seconds left. Let's go ahead and say Atlanta. This is Athena, Georgia. Freak! I was not guessing. What is this? Pennsylvania. Probably. What's the gas station? The gas station was a Giant. I've never even heard of that. That's why I was like, that's very interesting. Oh, dude, is this a mountain right here? Sorry, I was not looking good, bro. Mountain right here? Or tree line? Definitely not guessing Pennsylvania. I'm guessing like Wisconsin or something. Oh, the hills? That's what it was. The hills. Is this Cali looking? Or Florida looking? Dude, one of my greatest memories of all time. Some Silva lore. One of my greatest memories of all time. There's a tree exactly like this. Oh, wait. There's a tree exactly like this. It was a plum tree. I don't know if it was exactly like this. Sorry. There's a plum tree. So I grew up in a trailer park, right? There's this trailer that had this massive plum tree in it. And like, people live there, but like I literally have never seen the people in my life. I don't even think people live there. Like they lived there for like 1 year and the plum tree was there for like ever. So like I'd never even seen these people. They would always drop plums, bro. And we would shake the tree and take them and get the good ones. And man, that's one of the greatest memories I ever had. Now that I think about it. Love the plum tree. It was literally a staple in my childhood. Like, yeah, let's meet up at the plum tree. Like, we'd meet up at the plum tree. You want to say Cali? More like south in the LA. You think this is LA? More south than LA? More south than LA. So LA, and you think this is like Long Beach or Irvine? More south than LA. LA right here, you think San Diego? That's in San Diego for my boy Chaffee. I had no idea Tijuana, Mexico was this close to Mexico. Chaffee! It's okay. This is giving me Florida vibes. Cafe Corral. That's the most Florida thing I've ever seen in my life. Shout out my boy Solid. It's like, Cape Corral is a town. I got this. Watch this. Cape Corral. Ah! Wait, is this? Cape Corral. The villas. Hi, bro. Yo, what's up, Mastico Dozo? What's up, bro? How did I pronounce your name right? Be honest, I probably didn't. I apologize for that. Let me try again. Mutseku or Mutseku Dozo. I gotta look this up because that's pretty cool. Ink translate English. Mutseku. Mutseku. Cape Corral. Where is the villas? Villas 3702. Hold on, wait for it. Cape Coral. Let's just go in the middle. Did I actually find it? Let's see. There's no way I would have found that. This has to be like a Cali vibe, right? This is, oh wait, Hawaii? Or Cali? This is a Cali vibe. It's got to be, right? This is giving me Truman Show vibes. Fire, appreciate that. This is giving me Truman Show vibes. Like, I see it. We had this one? Wait, where was it? Cali, you think? LA again? I can't remember if it's Hawaii or Cali, though. This has to be Hawaii. I mean, Cali. There's no way. Cali is, I mean, Hawaii isn't even really real until United States, when I become president and I move it to closer to us. Why could this be a sneaky Hawaii vibe? Toko! Quebeca! Sky's not blue enough for that's Hawaii! Sky's not blue enough for Hawaii. Oh, because the water would be like reflecting off the sky. That actually kind of makes sense. I believe it. I think this is Hawaii though. I've never seen the words my life particularly. Which one? Oh, well. Something told me to go here, bro. Something clicked there. And I was wrong. What's this? Maui. Honolulu. Shout out Honolulu. Shout out Hawaii. All right, last guess of the night. And then I'm going to do the speed run. And we're going to do the outro. Did we hit everything on this? On it? We did the intro, we did the Indonesian Aura Master, we talked about the dream / the video, we talked about Cyber, we still could talk about more, but we did Wordle, we did intermission, we did some random yapping about life. My camera did die at one certain point, which I should take it off now. I have not done my ridiculously long outro yet, so all right. Midwest? Yo, Sheffy, I'm trusting you on this one, buddy. What is it? Wait, hold on. Beckons? Interesting. Not bad. Better than we picked the Big Island. Pear Street. Illinois, I think. What do you think, Solid? This is the last of y'all's guesses, and then I gotta beat y'all's score. Ohio? Illinois and Ohio. Let's see how far apart this is. Illinois is right. Wait. Chicago, Illinois is like this, right? Where's Illinois at? Ohio. We'll have to do heads or tails. Heads? Solid Tank, Ohio. Tails. Flip a coin. Yeah. Ohio tails. Dude, I swear it was heads, and it just flipped to tails, bro, but it says tails. One. We just lost. It was Delaware. I was going to go tails, so I would have gotten about like 2,000 points. Wonderful of Indonesia, Bali. What's up, Megawatt? So let's add on. Delaware doesn't even exist. That's what I'm saying, bro. I 100%. I wholeheartedly agree with that. But I should give y'all like, because I think I would have been right here, right here. Maybe like 1,000 points. All right, let's see if I can beat 15,000, and then we're gonna wrap up the stream. Indonesia, please. Bro, imagine he just comes in and bangs out Indonesia. What's up, Megawatt? Thanks for coming, bro. This is a clear, beautiful, open sky, open land, kind of flat, not seeing nothing. Definitely a Utah. Wait, no. Montana, North Dakota. Yeah, this is this vibe right here. I can't really say which. That was fire. Shout out North Dakota. North Dakota pool is crazy. Popeyes. Bro, Cook? That was not much. It's not giving much. Popeyes, I mean, is that Southern? Is Popeyes Southern? UPS truck? I'm getting this vibe right here. Maryland. So I got 1,700 from in this far. You would have been like right here to Delaware. I guess we give you, yeah, it's like 16,000 is what y'all scores at. I don't really want to see something like that. Man, this sky is so beautiful and this neighborhood is incredible. Where the freak is this, bro? This is like a heaven. The East Coast looks like the Midwest. The East Coast looks like the Midwest. Interesting. What neighborhood is this, bro? It's so beautiful. God, this reminds me of like at least a Colorado vibe. I don't know. But I can't see no mountains. 1 second, sorry. This is so beautiful. That's Cali, bro? Oh, man. I guess that makes sense. I didn't get that vibe at all. I guess this kind of gives it, but... The cleanest part of Cali? Lincoln? Man, interesting. It seems, yeah, I don't know. This is beautiful. Oh, I'm kind of mad at that one. Fallen Leaf. Maybe that kind of does sound Cali. That was a bad one. This is Florida. Particularly Keystone West. I don't know where Keystone West is, bro. Key West, that's what I'm looking for. Key West. I don't know if that's a thing, but I'm looking for it. You would think it would probably be west, huh? Particularly in the Key. There's a key! There's no way it's this. Bro, there's no way it's this. This is not it. I know this is not it. This is not it. I'm almost pretty sure this is not it. Okay, dang it. I wanted it to be it so I like look cool and it's like this is it, but no! Key West is the island way down at the bottom. I forgot we looked at this, bro. This doesn't even seem real that this piece of like land even exists. Real humans live here. Just imagine the vibes. What was this? What is this? Orlando. Shout out Orlando. I think I can still beat y'all if I get 2 bangers right here. This blue building right here automatically tells me like Michigan. Where is Michigan? Is Michigan real? Belmont. It's amazing. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go to Key West someday and take pictures to prove it's real. I would love to see that, to be honest. I'm a lurker. Appreciate that, Snakey. You're a goat. Thank you, bro. It's amazing. I appreciate, no joke, I really appreciate that. We're getting pretty close to memberships. Like 400 hours away, which is like not very far at all. Maybe like by the end of the month, for sure by the end of like July, which I think would be pretty cool. Really appreciate y'all. This is the beginning. Bro. This is obviously though. Oh, why am I getting a Pittsburgh? Dude, the one time I don't put it in this weird area, it is in this weird area, bro. No, I had the reading. Connecticut, Massachusetts vibes. I'm trolling right now, bro. I'm trolling. Brain's not braining, troll. No, that was my last guess. That's okay. Watch this. Give me one more shot. This is Texas. Particularly Dallas in the hood. This is Oak Cliff. It was Texas. All right. It was Houston, actually. But anyways, that's enough word of the day. That's enough game. We talked about a lot. We knocked off most of the list on the Silva Show, I do believe. Yeah, we knocked out most of the thing. Cue the outro. The ridiculously long outro. Ah! Where is it? Yep. What a night. What a stream. The Indonesian Aura Master. Hit one of these. The dream. Very interesting dream. We are soon making it to our civilization, apparently. Sight bearer. If you don't know, bro, this is very interesting. If you have Twitter, just go take a look at this dude's tweets. You never know. Maybe something to catch your eye. Pretty interesting fella. Space-time curriculum. Space is expanding, but it's relative. Time is not real. You're not real. Just kidding. I'm not real. Wait. Lock in for the intro. Accepted. I am real, and so are you. Anyways, let's do some shout outs. I hope you have a good weekend. Appreciate you, Solid. It is always Houston. It's always Texas in general. Anyway, shout out Solid Tank. Shout out Chevy. Shout out Snakey. Shout out Megawatt. Shout out Mustico Dozo. Was that crazy? I'm sorry. Shout out Regulus Black. Shout out United States. Shout out Tori. And shout out Treadswell. We've been going for so long. Obviously, I can't scroll up that much further. Shout out Yuhi. Shout out Charlie. Shout out Christopher Charles. Shout out Aster. I'm pretty sure he made it at the very beginning. There's like 3 people that instantly showed up. Shout out Infinite Black Hole. He's the first person that made it. Who else? I'm probably missing a bunch of people. Appreciate you, Treadswell. Here, says Snake. All right, if I didn't shout you out in the outro, and you made it to the stream, thank you. I really appreciate you. Really great for your time. I apologize. Restart that. Shout out the Discord. We are in shout out Cock. Sorry, no, not that, but like specifically Snakey's. Like that's what I meant. Like this is what I was talking about. Anyways, let's shout out the Discord. Not. Let's wrap this thing up. Shout out Arcane. That's the bot. Shout out all the bots in the world. Shout out Silva, that's me. Shout out Blur. Shout out Snaky Penguin Dragon. Shout out Heckcat. Shout out Aster. Shout out CEO of Random. Shout out Charlie Jones. That's Charlie in the chat. Shout out Chevy J. That's Charlie in the. That's not also Charlie. That's Cheffy in the chat. Shout out Christopher Charles. Shout out C Martin. That's Caden. Shout out Crit Brothers. Shout out Cupcake. I just bit my tongue for the fifth time. Shout out Damo. Shout out Forever Free. Shout out George Orwell. That's Solid Tank in the chat. Shout out to Green Sharks. Shout out to Guess What Europe in the chat. Shout out to Happy Fellow. That's Monochrome Man. Shout out to Infinite Black Hole. Shout out to J Dog. That's Fast Boy. Shout out to J-Mo Lamo. Shout out to Cam. Shout out to Cam Den. Shout out to Kingman. That's Ben. Shout out to Lexi. Shout out to Master Sound. Shout out to Nas. Shout out to Neo Tesla. Shout out to Orion. Shout out to Payne Reincarnated. Shout out to Peterson. Shout out to Quarter CP3. Mississippi 3. Shout out to Reverend Dream, the champ. Shout out to Robin Nooney. Shout out to Speech. Shout out to Thunder Rex. Shout out to Yuhi and Yuhi's All. Shout out to E Glizzy. Toastery, specifically, more emphasis on the Glizzy. Shout out to Banana Rama. Last but not least, shout out Ouster. Let's go down and vibing. 1 second, buddy. Shout out to Forever Blue Roses. Shout out to Reddit. Shout out to Stars. Shout out to Kumar. Shout out to my first ever mod, Alex. Shout out to my first ever chatter, Bobs and Vagine. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to DiGiorno Stuffed Crust Pizza. Shout out to Tracy Bennett. Shout out to the man who chose the wrong cup of Indiana Joe. Shout out to the Military Ghost. Shout out to Felicia. Shout out. Dude, there's so many. Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Yo, Snakey, you're actually hilarious, buddy. All right, buddy. Why you... Ah! Okay, buddy. You're funny, buddy. Sorry. Cox! What? Shout out. Boris! And his Johnson! Shout out Boris Johnson. Shout out Arnold. Ben! And his dick! Shout out Benedict Arnold. Sorry, I should probably say Ben first. Who am I missing? Shout out to Kendra and Kendra Zen. Shout out to CP3's coworker Mary. Who am I missing? Shout out to Bossive. Anyways, there's a lot of people I missed. I'm sorry if I missed you. And I missed you in the outro. I apologize. My bad. I'm a little tired tonight. My bad. I do apologize. Anyways, really appreciate you. Really great for your time. Thank you. Ridiculously long outro. This is the part of that. Go. Shout out to my glorious king, Michael Jordan. Trolling. Shout out LeBron. And what else? You know, shout out my drawing. This is cool drawings. I need to save these. All right, let's wrap this thing up, buddy. You're yapping. All right. Like I said, if I didn't shout you out, I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's get to our quotes. Listen to me. If you can prevent it, why tempt it? You only get one chance at this life. Listen to me. There's a lot of things you're going to be able to prevent. Don't tempt them. If you can prevent it, why tempt it? Quote number 2, stress. Stress is pain for the brain. You need your brain your entire life. Whenever you're not existing no more, it's because your brain, your heart stopped working, buddy. You need your brain. Does that make sense? I don't know. Sorry, Algonquin, you're right. Shout out Algonquin. Now 5 minutes of OD. My bad, dude. Stop. Let me see. Shout out Jarvis, you're right. I did say the military go. 3 set of 12 of Bobs is crazy. You gotta listen. You want to make sure your hamstrings are capable. So you do need to practice that. All right, be serious. We're doing the quotes. Last but not least, time. Time is the most valuable thing you ever have in this life. So thank you for spending some of your time with me. I do not take that for granted. I'm very appreciative of that. Very grateful. Thank you. Let me see. That is indeed a ridiculously long outro. Wise words of the night. Same as always. Listen to me. Life is hard. Be easy on yourself. Be your biggest supporter. Be your biggest critic. Whenever you have an idea, whenever you think of something, think about, is it worth saying? Because a lot of times you can't take back your words, and words are very hurtful. So, 9 by 9. That's crazy word, bro. That's crazy word. Sorry for doing that. What else? There was something else. Listen to me. I had a really insane dream. And I think dreams are very important. Because we go somewhere when we go to sleep, right? We go somewhere. I don't have much to say about that. I just want to say I think we need to explore that more. Dude, how long have I had this face reveal thing on? No way I've had this face reveal thing on the whole time. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible streamer sometimes. I apologize. But let's wrap this thing up like a cock. Wrap it up. Anyway, sorry. I'm too delirious. Ask me anything for the next 5 seconds. I will answer it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Accepted. Dude, I could have just spoke the whole... I could have just unlocked Pandora's box right there. But thankfully, it was only 5 seconds. Anyways, I'm joking, bro. Who shot Kennedy? Denied. Denied. 5 seconds is over. Better luck next time on the Silva Show. My bad. Facer Row hasn't been on for a while. Okay, good. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Like, I appreciate y'all. Very grateful for y'all. But unfortunately, wait. I've had a good time. I hope y'all have had a great time. Dude, I'm weird. Not for real. I've had a good time. I hope that you had a good time. But unfortunately, it is that time of the show. Of the Silva Show. I should have incorporated that. Anyways. All right, everybody. I'm nobody trying to be somebody. I'm out. Couple. Sorry, I should have did that on cam, but. Yep, another stream. Honestly, this one was a little more chill. A little chill. I appreciate y'all hanging out. You know, sometimes we vibe. Sometimes we draw random stuff. You know, you never know what to expect on the Silva Show. I think that's what's fun about this thing. But yeah, I appreciate all y'all. Really grateful for y'all giving me an outlet. Like I said, it's easy to watch small streamers. I say this all the time. It's easy to watch the big streamers. It's not very easy to watch the small streamers. So as we grow, we will become. Especially we'll be coming a lot. What am I saying? I'm sorry. All right, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If I hope y'all have a good day. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's night. I hope y'all have a good day tomorrow. And if I don't see y'all tomorrow, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Love y'all. Come! What? Bye!